Hello, yes. And this is a very historic occasion for us. Myself, Professor A.G. Iyer, I'm the president of the Renewable Energy Promotion Association, as well as the Marconomy Foundation. We have another foundation which works on connecting energy, mining, sustainability called the ENERTIA Foundation. All three bodies are non-profits based out of Mumbai, but we are active all around the country. We've done several policy constructs. And before I start all these things, something happening to the sound, sir? Sometimes sound is going. Jaga. Hello. So, before we start anything, I think I need to introduce you to our very important guest today. And we have some very big stalwarts who are amongst us. They have taken time off. Two of them from literally Delhi. They were spared times. And I must also thank the Indian Bureau of Mines to have really helped us and being kind. We had a great meeting with Kushishta Saab and the whole team. Kale Saab is here. So I'm thankful to them. I'm also thankful to Dr. T.R.K. Rao and his team at the Mines and Geology Department, Govt of Maharashtra. They took the first initiative to push it in. And this, I would say, is like a curtain raiser for a much bigger summit that we would organize mostly in Nagpur itself. That's what I have promised. But this begins the game plan to start discussing, because we as an organization have been doing several white papers. The earliest white paper was on solar. If you remember, 100 gigawatt solar by 2022 was the target. That was done by the same organization. Then that was actually the era when solar was not picking up, and we were talking of not even 1.2 gigawatt. When Shams Energy met me, the initial paper was 1.2 gigawatt. That was 2009. So I was not very happy. I said, is it only for some Shastra that we are going to do 1.2 megawatt? So Shams Energy agreed. He said, your point is right, so we do a summit, and it was done at Taj Mansingh in Delhi, 2009 March. Out of that came the point, because we had almost everybody there, all the secretaries in Delhi. We had a lot of senior people over there, including, stalwarts like Kirit Parekh, they came. We had even R.V. Shahi, we had Mr. Anil Razdan, so many people were there. So that time, nobody was listening. One was the challenge that hydropower was stuck to some extent at that point. And in 2009, I would say hydropower was going through a tough time. We have Abhay Kumar Singh Saab, who will highlight that, the ex-chairman, NHPC amongst us. And that period I saw was the window period for me to push the solar. So solar happened. In that period, 100 gigawatt we decided to target. Of course, it was not achieved in 2022. That is also a fact. It only came by 2025 February. Now we are 150 gigawatt. But then there are problems in the solar industry. Because what is the problem? Solar, why we wanted? Because enough capacity addition did not happen in the ultra mega also. Because all these ultra mega discussion, which were UMPP, almost 4 of the factories closed down. Toshiba, JSW, it went off. Then your what you call the Alstom JV with Bharat Forge was also gone fat, because finally Alstom was sold off to GE. I was predicting all these things at the time because they were not having orders. So BHL had the orders. Luckily, because our own senior Mr. Ravi Kumar, he did a fantastic job. He expanded BHL from a 5 gigawatt factory to 20 gigawatt, including the Tiruchi boiler factory, then Hardwar facilities. So this resulted in an integration, and also the transformer new factory was built in Bhopal with the hydro and all is being done, machinery is being done also in Bhopal. So for the thermal side, the capacity expansion that BHL did enabled them to take the orders. Okay. While the other factories, they simply shut down. And the only one that survived was my dear friend BGR, who's no more. At the time he died of cancer. BGR Energy was dynamic. It was Hitachi collaboration. But what happened in the between in Japan is all these Japanese companies were merging into each other. So in the manufacturing sector, what happened is that Mitsubishi wanted to take over Hitachi. So worldwide it happened, but in India it is still different. Because BGR Hitachi is on, Mitsubishi is with L&T. Now you know the whole game. So these capacity plants needed at least 5 gigawatt orders, with BHL needing about, if 20 gigawatt is, BHL needs the full orders. So you can say about 30, 40, 50 gigawatt should be given. It was not given. It was not possible to get those UMPP tenders only, one was the Adani Mundra state project, then the central project was Sasan of the Anlamani group, and there was one more UMPP, said 3 UMPPs and the Tata UMPP at Mundra itself. So today what is operating is the 2 Tata UMPP, Tata and Adani 8,000 megawatt. I visited that Adani one now, how the shape is. I visited about in end of May to see their mudra, the entire manufacturing and all, because I wanted to understand. One manufacturer was Novasys here, which has a 1 gigawatt state-of-the-art latest factory they have put. But it's more of assembly line. They're also producing cells, wafers, but they're not processing the basic raw material. We are talking about going from polysilicon to the entire chain up to electricity. But that's not happening in India. The only, I can tell you, the news is Adani is capable of doing that now. Of course, they are only making ingots. They're still not making the raw polysilicon to that. It will come. And I am expecting that the Ambani Group also, we have put that story up in my magazine. So the Ambani Group will also do. I hope the others are able to do the full chain. People are claiming, but I can tell you, claims don't help us. I had the Prime Minister of Bhutan coming and questioning me, my dear friend, Sharing Topgay. He told me, Professor, where is the factory? So I had to go to tell him, this factory visit of mine in Adani was, to tell him we are doing, right? So if he is saying no, there's no solar happening in India, there's no manufacturing. So I need to give him an answer, and that should be real proof. So my purpose of going to the Adani factory was very different. So that a very erudite man studied from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, used to come to my summits, he used to sit in the front. He was like, he was not a prime minister or anything at the time, he was just a dasho, coming and sitting, an honored man. Today he is the prime minister. 2 terms he got in Bhutan. So these people, when they go out, he's talking about the zero, net zero and all. He's one of the top speakers in TED, If you see his carbon negative speech, it had a background of us, because we got him to speak first in Gujarat at the time. So a lot of history like this is there. So for me to narrate this is like, story after story I can narrate, but I'm telling you, I'm happy that I'm coming to Nagpur, because our job was not only to, we started the whole movement with Subhash Chandra ji. Subhash Chandra ji, let's give him a big hand. Our ex-Mine Secretary, Ministry of Mines. Chandra ji, आइए, guys पे. I would like to call you first. मैं एक चीज चाहता हूं कि जब भी कोई आए ना, आप लोगों की आज एनर्जी में लेना चाहूंगा. तालियां अच्छी बजाइए. Because you are not only clapping for them, you are clapping for yourself. Because this is a very, very different discussion. Serious discussion on ideas like critical minerals, how they are connected to our renewable chain, and things like that will come into picture. The next great guest, sir, you be in the center, sir. You are, please. So be in the center. You are the man who moved the cheese for us. Please sit in the center. Let me call our one of the stalwarts of the day. He is the former chairman of NHPC, and also he is now constitutional appointee of the Nagaland government, the Speaker of the Nagaland Assembly. It is Abhay Kumar Singh. It's difficult to take his time off. He's a absolute karma yogi. He has written a book like that also, and a very dear friend, and we are lucky to have him here. So he will educate us on what we can do with pump storage in Maharashtra, because that's a very important area. That white paper we built. One of the white papers was 2024, we delivered the 100 gigawatt target, and that has been accepted by CA chairman. And he has said, Professor, give me 3 more years. He was very correct, because वो चाहते थे और 3 साल मैंने कहा done. तो उनकी that white paper has come out now from CA. And these fantastic thing, 2 leading states will do 50 gigawatt, and they already DPR'd is Andhra Pradesh 30 gigawatt and Maharashtra 20 gigawatt plus. So give Maharashtra a big hand. And I am telling you, the potential of Maharashtra is much bigger. Singh Saab will highlight that. I am not talking on that right now, because he is the best man to talk on it. May I request Shri Krishna Rao Dhawad ji? Kahan baithe Dhawad Saab? Haan. Dhawad Saab is the senior most, I'll tell you, person amongst us. He is a champion of solar. He is based out of Nagpur. He has trained 10,000s of people in solar and made them self-sufficient. Please, Dhawad Saab, please have a seat. He is one of the stalwarts here. Oh, I can't see the names, and I don't have the. Indradev Narayan Sir, MD from MECL, please. May I first have you, sir? Please join us on the dais and be in the center then. Because everybody left the central chair. So let the MD MECL have the central chair. No, I am not going to sit, sir. I will be the man who will be conducting the show. Namaskar. नहीं आप बीच में बैठिए सर प्लीज सर आइए सर नागपुर देयर इज नो फॉर्मेलिटी हियर बट प्लीज कम We have Mr. Kale, our dear friend, from IBM. So I think the chair is left to him now. I will request, with folded hands, please sit in the center. You are the most important man anyway. For Nagpur. May I now request Mr. Prakhar Saab. Prakhar ji hai yahan? Please sir, please come over. He's from the Atomic Minerals Commission, Atomic Energy, mainly a man from the nuclear. And I'm thankful that because of Govt Sahab, I got introduced to him. My favorite subject is thorium, and here is a person who has done his entire life, spent his entire life on those issues, for the nuclear fuel. So it's very interesting to have. Sir, if you can come on my opposite side so that I can see you. Because this chair is left, let's see if our friend, Commissioner from Mihan wanted to come. So if he's around here, then he can join us. So I think the placards are put in the wrong way. We can remove the placards. We can make it informal. That's much better. Huh? Taga? The placards, otherwise, they are just paper placards. He's not come. ठीक है वो chair खाली रहेगी. हाँ वो निकाल दीजिए थोड़ा वो क्योंकि the camera will have a better position. I know whatever they have they offered you. So once again, please give a big hand, and I request them all. I will talk them all a little bit, but it's good to light the lamp and declare this forum open. Fantastic. So we declare this open, this auspicious lighting of the lamp, and I continue what I said. Basically we made another white paper on compressed biogas in between. That was 2021 when Tarun Kapoorji was then the Petroleum Secretary. With that white paper, we had decided what our position was. The SATAT scheme, Sustainable Alternative Towards Affordable Transportation, wanted to build 5,000 projects in the country. We assessed that at least 640,000 villages are there in the country. So each village can easily deliver a 5-ton plant, provided we are able to aggregate waste, put a pricing, put a calorific value for it, and we deliver it. It is a complex process. At the time, they were giving 46 rupees per kg. So our white paper was delivered with all that important things. And we found out what was the flaws. One is the price should be increased to make the IRR better for the compressed biogas. And it was the only alternative that could go into, instead of our gas, which is there, which is coming either via your, importation of LNG, or you're processing what gas you have. But that our own processing is very low. We can only supply basically 15 to 20% of the capacity. So what CBG would do over a period of time, it can ramp up and all our villages can produce that. That was the idea. But then this Tarun felt that there is a challenge for the waste. Somehow that structure is such. So he said, it may not be that much, sometimes it may be a challenge. I asked him, can we discount it by 50%? So Tarun was ready to agree to 3 lakh projects, right? But I had interviewed GC Sikdar. This gentleman, I'll tell you what happened. He was the ED of IOCL Panipat. Panipat was the largest refinery in the country and remains today also. Even after the expansion in Paradip and all, still Panipat is the largest refinery in Haryana. So that refinery ED, GC Sikdar, he said, Professor, I'm agreeing to what you're saying. My only point to him was, Ajkal, people don't want to talk, right, sir? So I said, you have to talk on the video. He agreed. Sikdar was confident, and he said, I support this idea that every village can have 5 tons per day plant. Now, this interview is there. I will share with you. It's on my Infra TV, my YouTube channel. I'll send it to you. It is a short interview. And that came up. And that interview, I actually shared with the ministry. And by the time, things were so fluid that this white paper that had come out, and we are all lucky that Tarun Kapoor became the advisor to the PMO. So he is the advisor. He's sitting there. He just got another extension. So it is like, the policy making thing is, and when I knew him from the hydropower. He was head of the Himachal Pradesh Power Corporation Limited. At the time, I knew him. I started with hydro. That is my favorite subject. So what happened? At the PMO, the same gentleman has come. And it's a series of contacts and a couple of our awards, top awards. So many things have happened. Like he was a receiver of the Best Bureaucrat Award, one of the bureaucrats in Andhra, Mr. Vijayanand, who is the Chief Secretary. Just now he has been elevated to special. He's also one of our very old friends. So I have been very friendly with people, both in the IS fraternity and the PSU chief. So one of the solid examples is Abhay Kumar Singh ji. We share one common thing also because we are both NIT alumnus. I am an NIT Kurukshetra man, and I believe that we have VNIT people here. Yeah, the VNIT chair. So please give them a big hand. So, the beauty is the NITs are in every state. And whether we like it or not, I am the author of the NITs and the Indian economy. I'll share that book with you. That's the only book on the NITs. So luckily, my Kurukshetra fellows that time, Pankaj Channa, became the president of the Pan-NIT Association. So Pankaj wanted that, Professor, why don't you write the book? So Shuruat wahan se hui. And then I had friends like, this, Aapka VNIT say there's a very great man who was the MD of Thermax. Unni has risen in front of me from the career because I knew Rohinton Naga at that time. So that time he was senior engineer. So Unni Krishnan rose and now he's teaching at the Monash. So all these friends are there who are part of the NIT. So NIT is another champion cause. So we are also NITians. So one common thing is the NIT people also get together. So with this, I'll continue talking to you on so many other things. But today, the day is the people on our dais. So I will start with each one of them, so that we can get a kind of a gross overview on our subject today. 3 points. One is the critical minerals and the challenges over there. The second aspect is what renewable energy and the connect between critical minerals and renewable energy. And the third part that we will try to see is what Maharashtra can do, what Nagpur can do, what is our role, how, because there's a lot of issues. Employability, deployability, this is a major issue. I'm seeing this as a challenge, So, and this industry can change the way we are looking at employment and deployment also. Because I have studied in Kerala and Andhra at SRM University when Chandrababu Naidu was there on that day. He sat 4 hours with us. So I conducted 2 sessions at SRM. And there I said, our opportunity is almost like 20 crore jobs in the long run. Not immediately, but 20 crore job over a period of 10 years we can generate if we properly work on the renewable energy side, right? It's like, what happened to the automotive revolution once upon a time, or the IT revolution at some point of time. So things will dip, but, even if an AI has to survive, it can't be front-loaded on the economy. It has to be, my final year subjects were AI and robotics and non-conventional machining processes. So I am a man who has come from the field. So I can tell you that just jumping to the bandwagon of AI is not going to help, because people are realizing it's not going to help. We have monitored our ships like Queen Elizabeth II when I was heading MAN from our, consoles in Germany and Mumbai from Worli. We knew where it is moving, So my German engineers had given us long ago this thing. This I'm talking late 1990s. And we could watch all our power plants in India from a console. So what does it mean? This is also kind of an intelligent system, right? And Jindal, came to me, Sajjan Jindal got the system. He put up the entire office in that, in front of GAIL at Agast Kranti Maidan in Delhi. That entire office monitors their Raigad power station. You don't have to go there, every nut and bolt that's going on there. The system is established. So people come and tell them, AI kar liya. What you're talking? We put computer control system in those days itself. And you could monitor the engines entire, our power plant, which were based on engines, MENs. Basically, we could monitor everything in the stationary power plant also. So nothing new, my friends. It's only the next step, in between came, we said it is IT, then we said it is ITES, then we went to the next jargon, that is IoT aa gaya, ab bol raha hai AI aa gaya. Arey bhai, it is a progressive automation ka expansion hai, theek hai? It is an enabler, it is not front loaded on the economy. So we better understand that we need to build bridges, we need to build dams, we need to build power stations, we need to build roads, believe me, we need to go to private foresting, PPP based foresting. Otherwise, our forest will escape, our green cover is gone. So we have to think of very intelligent ways of moving forward. I can go on telling you what all my experiences have brought me. Because if you want to do something for a medium term or long term, nothing is short term. We're not living for tomorrow. We are not buying. See, lot of things are there today. We have made our cities concrete jungle. There's no smart city. It's all smug cities today. Because the heat itself is going to kill us. Our air conditioning loads have gone to 35% of the grid load. This is a study that we guys have done. So a lot of things are there. So we need to rethink our way of doing things, We can't just put, we're getting people from villages to transfer their entire, life towards the urban side. That's also not a great idea. So we need to go to, which is my editorial. So now, before starting, I wish we could release this publication also at the hands of the people on the dais, sir. I give Abhay Kumar Singh the chance to do it. We have the cameraman? They're here. You also come, Tyaga. We take a pic. Thank you. This is our second publication of the 20th year. We are 20 years publishing both Inertia and Marconomy, our two flagship journals. I started with them, then the NGOs came into picture. So I hope I can give, because few copies are there, but digitally it is all available. You give us a mobile number, it will come instantly. No charge, nothing. So that's it. We are an NGO. We try to give things free as much as possible. So, sir, I begin today's day, with my first subject, that is the critical minerals, And we all understand now, because there is a national mission for critical minerals already. And luckily, when we did our first forum in Hyderabad, that's the time it was fructifying. Then the whole thing came, then we went to Kerala. So we are happy that we are now pushing Maharashtra should be part of the corridor. That is one of the, if not immediately, in the near future, not far off. But at least what we could do, that's why I wanted the Mihan man to come. I hope we can send him the message later. I thought Mihan could be also used for a mineral processing zone or something like that. So I would request Kale Saab to put a light brief on where we are moving in this direction, what's happening to the policy, and how Maharashtra can be a very important element of transformation in this direction, please, sir. We have a, Tyaga. I think both this thing can be kept there.
A very good morning to all. And at the outset, I would like to thanks to Professor Iyer for organizing this a very important panel discussion on critical minerals, because critical minerals is a buzzword now and everybody is talking. And I must appreciate Professor Iyer that he is a professor by profession, so he can talk hours together. So I am doubtful that we cannot speak like Professor Iyer. But anyhow, thanks to Professor Iyer and his team and Energia Foundation and his magazine for organizing this panel discussion. As you know that the critical minerals changes from country to country, because each country has their own priorities, own geopolitical circumstances, resource, and their own priorities. So the definition of critical minerals can be differ from country to country. But as far as India is concerned, we can say that the minerals which are in short supply or which are necessary for our national security, that can be considered as a critical minerals. And in June 2023, the Government of India has came out with a list of critical minerals, and the 30 critical minerals has been identified by the Government of India, Ministry of Mines. Later on, the coking coal has also been declared as a critical mineral by the Ministry of Coal. So, if you see that these 30 critical minerals in non-coal sector, you can see that India is having the reserves and resources for only 14 critical minerals. That means for 16 critical minerals, we are heavily dependent on imports. So this is a very grave area. And if you further analyze that out of these 14 critical minerals what are available, only we have resources, reserves have been estimated only for 7 critical minerals. And the rest of the 7 critical minerals, we don't have reserve estimated, they are just in the category of resources. So there is a need that these critical minerals, whatever critical minerals available in India, that has to be, the degree of confidence has to be increased for geological confidence for these critical minerals. So this is a very area where exploration agencies, we can give a thought that whatever minerals are there available, we can prove into resources into reserve category. If you see that production, so we are getting most of the critical minerals from secondary resources, and only 5 minerals are like that, which are obtaining through primary sources like graphite, rock phosphate, tin, titanium, and zircon. So, and all other the critical minerals mostly we are getting in India. We are compiling the information, Indian Bureau of Mines. My colleague is there, Mr. Manish Mandirata. He is the in charge. We have set up a critical mineral cell in Indian Bureau of Mines. We are compiling the information, what are the research going on, and what are the production. So what we find out, there are around 12 critical minerals or its compounds which are being produced in India as a incidental, from secondary sources. And we have already committed, Professor Iyer must be knowing that in the Conference of Parties in Paris Agreement, India has committed that we should be reduce our carbon footprints by 2030 to 45% of the what was the level at 2005. And we have a very ambitious plan to reduce the carbon footprint, net zero carbon by 2070. So it is a very Herculean task, what I feel. And to shift from the fuel mineral resources, energy resources to non-fuel energy resources, we need to augment our resources, production and processing of critical minerals. Because if you want to go achieve the target of net zero carbon emission, we need to go for non-conventional energy resources like solar energy, like wind energy, and so on. So, and for this purpose, we require the critical minerals like silicon, silver, iridium, arsenic, gallium, germanium, and etc. And at present, we are short of these minerals, and we are heavily dependent on its import. And the most critical part in the critical mineral resources is mineral sector is considered, what I consider it is a processing. Processing is a very big challenge, because we may have exploration, we may prove that we have critical minerals, but how to extract these critical minerals is a great challenge, because you are known that the most of the processing technologies is dominated by China. And China, they are not ready to share. So we have to, our CSRI laboratories and all other laboratories has to accelerate the process of how to extract these critical minerals and how to establish the techno-economic feasibility of these critical minerals. And recently the government of India has came out with the National Critical Mineral Mission with outlay of around 34,300 crores, and out of this 16,300 crore has been funded by the government of India itself, and another 18,000 crore is expected to be invested by the public sector and private sector. I am happy that myself and Dr. Shri I.D. Narayanan Saab, CMD, we had a chance to visit the Argentina, and the Dr. Narayanan is also heading the public sector, which is Kabil, which is investing. We are as one of the national mission of the National Critical Mineral Mission is to acquire the mineral assets, critical mineral assets in abroad, where we have the friendly country nations. And in Argentina, we have exploration blocks, as well as we are also in the process of obtaining the mineral rights. And Dr. Narayanan can highlight much on these aspects. So these are the national critical mineral has 7 components for increasing our mineral resources, then acquisition of critical mineral assets in abroad, then trade and marketing, and also one of the aspect is the skill development, because as I told that the mineral processing is a very important challenge for this critical mineral, and our human resources needs to have how to recover these critical minerals from the resources. So and the government of India has come out with the policy for obtaining the critical minerals from overburden dumps and how to analyze it. You must be aware that the Part D, the 24 critical minerals have been identified in first schedule of the MMDR Act, and the powers of the auctioning of these has been taken over by the central government, and so far the central government has auctioned 16 blocks for mining leases and 65 composite license for critical minerals, and hopefully these mineral blocks can prove the good results. And I'm happy to say that the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has also taken the lot of positive initiatives. The public consultation has been exempted by the Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change for these 24 critical minerals as well as Part B atomic minerals also. So Part B and Part D minerals, public consultation has been exempted by the Ministry of Environment and Forest. So this is, I think, very welcome steps. And with this, we can carry out our mission, what has been target set up by the National Critical Mineral Missions. And Indian Bureau of Mines is also taking the initiatives. We have collected in first phase, identified 367 sites, out of which 300 were, more than 300 were mine sites, processing plants, smelting plants, to explore the possibility of critical minerals, as well as we have also collected the samples from limestone as well as iron ore. Recently in Simana Ring Complex in Rajasthan, Barmer district, it is a very big area where dimensional stone and granite quarry releases are there. So we have also collected samples, and this can be a very good source of rare earth elements. With these initiatives in Nagpur area, we can see that the Western Coalfields Limited is carrying out sampling from their waste dumps. So there are also chances to obtain some critical minerals. The only challenge, what I feel, that the processing technology, its viability for techno-economic viability is very challenging for us, and we need to discuss, deliberate on this issue. Thank you very much, Professor.
Wonderful, Dr. Kalesab. You almost put a complete overview. I think then I need to get the other speakers. We have 3 mining experts, top ones here. You know, one is Subhash Chandraji, and we have Indradev Narayan Saab also to speak. Because before I reach the next big thing, which is the renewables, I want Indradev Narayan Saab to also tell us about this foreign. Because one interesting thing I want to share with you, where we can work. You see, these guys from Colombia have approached me, you know, the government, because what's happened in Venezuela, you know, the whole thing, right? So they came for crude and met us in the public sector summit in Delhi. And now these fellows have become a member. If you see that logo, one of the logos is that V2 Axis. You know, V2 Axis is an American registered company, and also they have a Panama enterprise. So I can help, because see this Kabil thing which you talked about. So you guys are driving it. I met the Kabil. We gave one award also to Kabil at Delhi. But I'm saying you need any help from me overseas. Another friendly country is Vietnam. And my friends Raghav Reddy from Midwest Energy, who doesn't like to put his logo, but he keeps supporting these things, has already gone to Bhutan. I organized this entry because some critical stuff has come into the Bhutan side from the Chinese side. So for that, silently we have gone and done the research. So I'm into some kind of deep dive work. Any help you need, sir, I'm here for that game. Now we would like to hear Narayan Saab on his Argentina trip and what new we are doing, in Kabul also, because that's something very interesting, that we're not tied up with what we have. We'll go and acquire asset. It is like what ONGC did several years ago to get, Mozambique, we are working on a gas asset there at Rovuma. So I want to know from you, sir, your insights, where we are going.
Thank you so much, Professor Iyer. Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, very good morning. Kale Saab has given a complete picture about the critical mineral.
Absolutely.
I will just add to that. As far as the critical minerals are concerned, it is critical because they are found in very limited places, very limited nations. The processing is another part. It is also very constrained in some of the countries only. and the supply chain is very vulnerable.
Exactly.
And with the fast changing geopolitical conditions, it is getting very difficult. So our primary aim now is, we were looking for the energy security, now it is mineral security. We have to secure the minerals first. So we are starting, MECL is a company, it is a 54-year-old company. It is into the exploration and the consultancy business in all kind of mineral, including fossil fuels, coal. We are not only exploring all kind of mineral, but also giving consultancy. And I'm very happy to share that we are giving consultancy to the central government for the auction process of the critical mineral, for which 7 tranches has already been successfully completed. Around 56 blocks have been auctioned successfully, and the auction percentage is quite good. And we are soon coming up with the 8th tranche of the critical mineral blocks auction. Apart from that, government has come up with a exploration license regime. For that, 2 tranches has been completed, and blocks has been successfully auctioned in for exploration license also. It is a modified form of the junior miner concept of the foreign nations. So we have adopted it with some modifications which is suit our condition. And the good part of it is that government is supporting that with some incentives. If you get critical mineral blocks in the exploration license regime, and you don't find any kind of mineral in that, or the exploration is not reaching any kind of result, so whatever money you have put in, government will subsidize it by 50%, limited to the 20 crores rupees.
Right.
So it is a very welcome step towards the exploration perspective. We are continuously upgrading our technology for exploration. We are inducting newer rigs in our fleet. We are upgrading our labs, the technology required for the assessment of the minerals. And I am very happy to share that MECL has recently acquired a core scanner with LIBS technology. It is only of its kind in India, and I think not only India, in the Southeast Asian countries. So we have kept it as a national facility. Any stakeholder who wants to use it, they are welcome. We will happily support them, so that it is ultimately, the purpose is the government should get it.
Right.
And we all should be benefited by that. So our OGP area, which is around 6.88 lakhs square kilometer, out of which 40% is non-accessible. So rest of the area, almost 50% has been reconnaissance, 50% is still left. So the exploration has to be fast-tracked. Government has taken very progressive steps in that. Earlier only, I think not 8 or 10 private exploration agencies were there. Now it is 46 in numbers.
Right.
So competition is yielding very good results in exploration. We have MECL has exploration project length and width of the India. We are doing a project in Kashmir. We are doing in Kerala, in Arunachal Pradesh, in Kutch region. So we all have to move together for the mineral security of the nation. As far as the Kabil part is there, we are having a JV with Hindustan Copper and NALCO. MECL is also part of that. 3 PSUs are making a JV, and we have acquired 5 leases in the Catamarca province of Argentina. It is basically for the brine lithium. So first phase of the exploration, that is non-invasive exploration, has been completed. based on the results of that non-invasive, the invasive portion is going to start very soon, I think within a month or so. And based on the results, we are hopeful that we will get some lithium there, and we could bring it back to our nation.
Wonderful.
And we are also looking in the neighboring country, which a lithium triangle is there. We all know that ABC, Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile.
Yeah.
So we are in talks with them also. On MECL, apart from that the joint venture, we have done a standalone MOU with Catamarca province of Argentina to look for the other minerals apart from the lithium. And talks are going on in Australia also, so that we can get some offtake from the running mines
Right.
in Australia. So talks are there with G2G basis, and we are hopeful that something will also come from there also. So I request all the stakeholders present here that MECL has its headquarter in Nagpur. I have my friends here, my head of business development, Mr. Karthik, is there, some good friends from exploration is also there. So anybody is having any kind of questions, we are here. Please come together so that we can help each other in the mineral security of the nation. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, sir. Narayan Saab, see, you gave a next round of this thing that what we are doing overseas, and also said that opportunity is very large, you know. The next question, which is unleft question, I want Subhash Chandra Saab, because we started interacting in 2018 when Subhash Chandra Saab literally moved, and he was one of the mover and shakers of the mining policy that came up, you know, at the time in Chhattisgarh, you know. So my request to you, sir, is two things, you know, to throw light on this. See, while we are saying critical minerals, even copper is becoming critical. Scenario is so bad. So it is right now, we have put it under the critical minerals, but we are pushing the government to even look at that. Solar industry is going to face a trouble for the silver, access of silver, because that's a conductor. And it's not only that industry, I must also tell this audience that silver will be very important for even our missile systems. Okay, gallium is important as a seeker. So I can't discuss more than this, but you need to understand that it is not only energy, the dimension is much larger. So if this is, and even tungsten powder, we are literally at this time not having, and we are importing. So we have a lot of the critical issues are beyond the scope of one industry. While, you know, we're discussing permanent magnet, REPM, I'm telling the government that we need to expand this. So my point to you is you have a larger view of this because you worked on the environment and forest sites. You know also the geological part of it. You've also seen the challenges in mining itself. And then this critical minerals is even more challenging at times, although we're giving incentives, as they said, that the public part of it is a little bit relaxed. But solar industry got a big relaxation long ago. That is, they did not need any MOF clearance, you know. So solar progressed like hell, you know, literally we have now, although China is 1.1 terawatt, we must also know that, but we have come to 150, so I think we can quickly reach the 500 and close the gap there. I don't know whether we'll close in thermal or any other area, but here we may actually come to at least 50% of the Chinese capacity. So my question to you is, sir, with an all-round view like this, as a man who's been in the policy dimension, what do you see where we have to go? Should we go to lithium, or maybe we go to other material like neodymium, you know, for example? So shouldn't we look at options, or we look at the same trap, and China is going and taking 80% away and 20% we are. So should we not look at options there for even permanent magnets? So I want you to address this, sir.
Thank you, Professor Iyer.
Yes, sir.
In fact, it is, we all are here, and we, from the bottom of our heart, we all value that we should be a very developed nation. And while development, we have some after effects, we have to address them also through clean energy transitions. Like we should also aspire for cleaner sky, clean water, clean, healthy soil. So, therefore, this critical minerals and renewable energy is very, very important. But we can't keep all our hopes in one basket.
Exactly.
That is true. And that's why we must have thinking minds who continuously work on the options, how to minimize wastage, how to increase efficiency, and continuous working is required. We uh, have to find which are the challenges and continuously work on overcoming that. Where we have water, like Northeast, our A.K. Singh sir has worked in the entire country and he has done very good work. So hydro is one area where we can bring focus once again, and because water security is also very, very critical. If we see overall scenario of national security, then apart from protecting our borders, we have to see the water, energy, food, ecological security, economic security. These all are integral part of that. So I think this basket can include, because we are a tropical nation, so we can have, as you said, bioresources can be, if they can be used in a very efficient way for increasing energy output, some way like. Then we have to also think of recycling, because a lot of material is wasted, and if we, through waste, if we can waste recycle, then a lot of material can be recovered. So here alone, one agency cannot be able to function to meet these objectives. I think academicians, scientists, corporate world, industries, they all have to come together, and let's realize that these are not the only government related problems. We all have to see that we all belong to three generations here, and from our childhood we have dreamed why our country was developing or a poor nation. This was a painful question from it was always troubling us. Why, with so much talent we have in the country, why we are not reaching the threshold of development? So everybody has to contribute. The science, in fact, we cannot be cannot say that we are lagging in science. We have our leading pharmaceutical industry. We have IT. So why can't we work on these gaps, which I think Kale sir and MD MECL साहब ने कहा है, मतलब that we have the resources, we have to focus on these, how we address specific issues through our efforts. And right now, as we said, that lot of like nuclear, we also have to see if we are able to.
I'm coming to that because we have the atomic energy there.
And bio is one thing, because we can grow, we can be more greener and use that bioresources, wood-based resources to also generate power wherever possible. And apart from these basic renewable resources, at the same time, we have to bring energy efficiency also, where we can converting these into. And I was also thinking some weird idea, you may laugh at it. We can have carpet like solar panels, and in the summers, lot of dust storms are in the any national capital region. You see. Can't we have the open barren agriculture field covered with this type of carpet, which can be rolled after when the rainy season is there? And because designing and material, this can be worked on, but thousands of hectares of land is available, which is the dust. We lose soil productivity by through the storm and dust. So some ideas we have to continuously work on, which is feasible. We should not follow the model of West or China. We can have our own models how we can do that.
Right.
So I stop here because so many ideas will be coming from our expert.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
See, the interesting thing is what beautiful thing he said. See, one point we need to address, we've been discussing for quite some time, and it is my editorial also here, where I've written how the agronomy can be used, because Kalam Saab wrote that great idea called Pura. So incidentally, Kalam Saab was junior to my guru, Krishnamurti. In fact, Krishnamurti established TIFAC. He got the Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan. Dr. V. Krishnamurti was 1956 in the Planning Commission he was brought. Our NITs were born because of him. So that time TIFAC was established. TIFAC, Kalam Saab joined and Shivatanu Pillai joined. From there came the Pura, providing urban amenities rural area. Now the one step beyond this was written in my book in 2003. I've done 5 editions of the book, India Brandished, Superpowering Brand India, where I discuss this element called RELC. RELC is remote location of strategic infrastructure in industry. It looks complex, but it's a very simple idea. For example, suppose there are, let's say, 4 districts in Karnataka which produce only tomato. It can be used for Nashik and this example can be used there also. So what we told them that has been implemented now. That's why I'm giving this example. It took a long time. So we said, why can't the puree making plants go closer to this rural area? So what happened? Kisan and all the brands have come there. And they have made it's not anymore tomatoes. Almost 70% of produce is converted to puree or sauce or value-added produce. So what happened? This created a lot of employment in those districts of Karnataka. So this is a very live example of what RELC is all about. So it's a structured. See what happens in India. Structured models are not seen. While in Europe, America, they have done it. So these comes from Harvard, Stanford, and when those Goras tell us, then we will do. So here is our concept lying since 2003 and happening also. But then probably we need to work, because if you only push people to become labor in the urban centers, then you're done, you're finished. And also now we are facing another challenge. Engineers are actually not coming from the urban side. If any engineer comes, they're all IT engineers or computer engineers. Now it's the mid-town and the rural who have got better, even the polytechnic. See now, even my BTech or whatever NITs or IITs, I'm challenging. I said it's better to use the polytechnic guy and progress with it. Because this type of engineering is not going to work for us. We need to be more intelligent. Like somebody said, people are making fun of it, but I have got world leaders talking about, and one of them is Mark Oliver Opresnik. He's Philip Kotler's understudy. I'm sorry, I'm taking a little time, sir, with your permission. So Mark Oliver Opresnik is a dear friend of mine. We're working together, and one of the articles write about pivotal strategy. That is the new one. Philip Kotler passed his legacy last year. So we are now working on a model where we can give an MBA to a person who has not gone through formal qualification. And you will not believe 4 UK government universities are involved in this. The London School of Economics agrees to it. So what's going to happen is there's going to be big disruption in education. 8 months you can complete this program, something like that. So I'm saying we need to be innovative. Our people are sitting on bureaucratic system. I'm not talking of the bureaucracy as such. I'm talking of the bureaucracy in educational institution. Researchers, everybody, they're not outthinking themselves. See, curriculum cannot remain forever. 3 months you have to review. So we have a lot of challenges in these things. So I think the industry, the academia, and we have to be very practical. One of the beautiful things is, can we get his book? Tyaga, you're there? Can we get the book of Abhay Kumar Singh ji? Because before I come to nuclear, sir, if I take a time to make him to speak. So this is some amazing thing that has happened. I knew we had a common guru type, Yogendra Prasad Saab. We had a common, friendship. I'm the biographer of Prasad Saab also. But I'm telling you, after seeing all this, it's an amazing book. I've written the review on the book. This book talks about his experience and how he could remove bottlenecks, how he could make decisions, even as a, I think, deputy engineer, assistant engineer, and then from there to manager. And my God, it's a something which you will learn that you don't need a chair to make a decision. So I think these type of things should be taught to the children over there. At least the engineering students should pick this up. I think, people in the power sector and any PSU must pick this up. So this is the book, A Karma Yogi, The Untold Reality of Life in Peace. It's barely few months. I think it was released last April 26, and he's amongst us. Right? So now I come to it, sir. See, we were discussing yesterday how the critical mineral renewable energy is connected. If I make a hydro turbine, see, we are talking about pump storage now. 2 states that have bought the chance of 50 gigawatt in no time, when for 20 years we did not do anything other than Purulia pump storage scheme. That pump storage scheme lying in West Bengal. Uske baad koi scheme nahi aayi desh mein. And then the Pinnapuram, which case study we made, Pinnapuram in Andhra Pradesh became, the Greenco is the company. You'll see the logo of Greenco there. Greenco is an Andhra-based company. It's got 14 gigawatt of, pump storage and hydro and solar assets. So this company did the first pump storage. And that was because the DPRs were done. They were given for execution. And then NREDCAP was the body that did it, the New and Renewable Energy Development Corporation, Andhra. What Andhra did, I mentored those officers that they should not only work on solar, they should work on peak storage. Now, why this is connected to this subject is, we were discussing that even for forging shafts that we make for rotating equipment, that is not at a single factory in this country. Even BHL needs forging shaft. That is why 2 lakh crore worth of orders are stuck. One of the reasons, not the only reason. One of the reasons that BHL, because 36 to 48 months will be delivery line of a shafting on which they have to load their entire boiler turbine generator. Boiler will be separate, but turbine generator has to be, BTG sets have to be loaded, basically. So when the turbo generator is loaded, whether it is in the hydro turbine or whether it's there, you have to depend on these foreign suppliers. The Chinese suppliers, Japanese suppliers, Russian suppliers, then we have Koreans, but there's no Indian. It's unbelievable. That's the situation. So we are talking critical mineral, but even a forging shaft has become critical for the country. So with this, I give now the chance to Abhay Kumar Singh Saab. Hydro is the game, and how hydro and pump storage can change the destiny of India, and what is Maharashtra's own potential, sir? You were talking about it yesterday.
Thank you, sir. Distinguished guests at the dais, and all the special guests sitting in the hall, and the respected two ladies. I got the opportunity to speak about the hydro, renewable. Basically, we started our career in the hydro only, and many other projects, either I was associated with the construction, commissioning, clearances of land acquisition processes, so many things, and even the revival of all hydroelectric projects in Arunachal, which was stuck up for many, many years. The highest capacity available in the country is Arunachal, almost around 60,000 megawatt, and hardly we have developed around, say, 2,000 megawatts so far, and nothing was moving. Subansiri, then Diwang, then Kaming, Ranga hydroelectric project. There's some problem was there 2 days back in the Ranga hydroelectric project because of the huge flood and the cloud burst. So many challenges are there in the hydro. We are talking about the renewable. One time everybody was after the solar power projects. Even the Ministry of Power was after the solar. Then all of a sudden everybody realized that just putting the solar, it is not going to suffice our requirement. Then finally went to the pump storage. Being NSPC, one of the premium hydro company in the country, Central PSU, the work was assigned to us to study something. And I wanted to tell you, on the website of CA, the total potential of the pump storage was roughly 95,000 megawatts, something like that.
Right.
Now they are saying now it is 280,000. I don't know how they have revised
So
it.
that's because of the off-river
in
and
fact, it is more than 280,000.
Yes.
We studied some issues in our design, taking the desk studies, how there is a area where the hillside is there, at least we can construct 2 balls of at least 120 to 30 meter of level difference.
Right.
And for generating 1,000 megawatt of pump storage, I don't think you require more than a land of 500 meter by 500 meter. I don't think if you are getting ahead of 120 to 30 meter. So a huge potential is there. Even if he is talking about the Maharashtra, around 60,000 megawatt potential is there. And roughly 14,000, 50,000 megawatt, few companies like NSPC, Torrent Power Geology doing some work on 3,000 megawatt. GSW, some other companies are also working. The issue is the clearances. When I was a chairman, I used to speak to my minister, why we are, when we are doing the work on the off stream, why we need to go to the water, this Central Water Commission? Why we needed them also? And mostly the people are, private companies are doing the pump storage. If you are going to spend, say, around 5,000 crore for making 1,000 megawatt of pump storage, roughly now is 3.5 crores per megawatt. So why you need the clearance from so many agencies? Only if you get the clearances from the environment and forest, that too also will be limited to the only state government department. Not this should, never should go to the Delhi. If you go to Delhi, it will take years. So better this, there should be some changes in the policy. And if you are spending 5,000 crore, 7,000 crore, are you not worried about your own quality of work? So why it should be sent to the Central Water Commission? And slowly now the things has been changed, not fully I can say, but now it is giving path to many of the pump storage development in the country. So like Maharashtra, other places like you can go to Telangana, you can go to Andhra, to Madhya Pradesh, even Odisha. And now I am an advisor to the speaker, to the Nagaland government. I am no in between me and the speaker, and then finally CM is taking decision. I just visited last month 2-3 places in Nagaland. There are huge potential in Nagaland also, but not a single megawatt has been given on the website of the CM. Because they have also limitations, they cannot do everything. So I doesn't want to blame anybody, but the potentials are there. And where we're putting so much of the solar, our target by 2030, roughly 500 gigawatt we have to do. If we're going to go for the 500 gigawatt, how are we going to balance the power? Thermal now, they have further gone to the thermal. One time it was totally stopped, we will not go for any thermal. By 2070, we want to be carbon neutral company, zero. So it is not possible without the pump storage and the solar. Because you know, nuclear is we are discussing about the nuclear power, but I don't know whether these people in our country will allow to do any development for the nuclear power. There are a lot of, it's a democratic country, we cannot force anybody, cannot put force to develop the nuclear power. It is a long way to go. So we have to develop more and more pump storage and the renewable. And we have a huge potential for the solar, whether it's the Rajasthan, Odisha, any state you go. So a lot of things are there. Issue is in implementing the hydropower, conventional hydropower. You know, total capacity in the country, potential, is roughly 1,48,000 megawatt. And we have developed so far only around, say, 52,000 megawatt. That means the balance almost 1 lakh megawatt to be developed. I have written 2 letters. One is to Secretary Power, another is to Cabinet Secretary, because I have been able to discuss with him when he was Secretary Expenditure. Even if required, the government should give 100% grant for the development of the hydropower, seeing the benefit of the conventional hydropower projects. I just wanted to narrate one issue I have written in the book also. One of my hydroelectric project, it is the largest project, 2,880 megawatt. It is multi-purpose project. Basically more needed for the flood control in Assam and Arunachal. And the PIB was every time being shifted. Then I took a time from the Secretary Expenditure, Mr. Somanathan, with the Cabinet Secretary. And I told him I want to discuss something on the hydro, because somebody come just to give their presence, I am coming from the Niti Aayog, they can speak anything. And how the date is shifted. So almost 3 times the PIB was shifted. No, going for a PIB, it takes months to put the paper for the PIB. Then I met him in his office. I told, sir, why you are giving the Manrega? So he told me, at least here people should eat something. Then I told him, you know what the hydro is doing? While making a hydro project in area, forget about the communication, local road network development. The people in the area, their children doesn't carry the cement bag on their back. They carry the school bags on their back. There is a difference between a development of a hydroelectric project. Forget about the other benefits. Life of the hydroelectric project more than 100 years. With our insistence, now from 35 years to it has gone to 40 years. Because equipment like E&M, there had to be some replacement. But for the dam, is nothing going to happen for the dam and the civil structures. So just to make the things viable, they have gone up to 40 years now. So almost 1 lakh megawatt is there for the development. Like the pump storage, solar is being already on the peak now everywhere. But now the problem is there is no transmission line. There is no substation. You know, in the Rajasthan, you cannot think of doing any solar a single megawatt till 2030 because there is no transmission lines. All substations are already booked. So you need only not the development of the solar or the hydro, you need the transmission lines also, substations also. So there are so many issues, but even then the things are moving. And the country, if you want to go for the complete totally developed country by 2047, you need to have more and more power. At present, around say 1200 to 1300 units per capita, the consumption is there. It is far, far below than a standard in the top other countries, in the developed countries. So you go to many miles in the development of the power sector. And power sector is really very well connected with the critical minerals. We need so many equipment, hydromechanical and electromechanical, which really need a critical minerals, which with the machines can be made. So it is all related to each other. If you do one way, the other things is not there. You do one the power sector development, then we have to depend on the foreign countries. So everything has to go in a such a way that the country requirement is fulfilled. So about the solar and the hydro pump storage, the things are moving well, but still need to be more and more this policy intervention, like clearances, other things, and dependency not on the Central Water Commission or the CEA or any government agency, because they have their own way of working. They have the limited resources, limited staff. You put everything. Then they're just like a supervisor to go through the paper. Their issue is just to object something. Because we have gone through those during our very many years in the hydro sector. And that is not going to change much. The habit will be the same. Right. Because we just put an inspector for some checking, he has their own power. And if we ask him to execute something, I will just simply share one example. There is this department called Chief Technical Exam, CTE, in the CVC. Mr. Ramesh Chandra was he retired as a special DG of the CPWD. He visited one of my projects. So he had gone to the Leh area. So I told them, sir, see what is the CPWD doing here at BR? They are just putting the masonry work because the available material at the area, even the water is not, they're just mixing some sand mortar, putting the thing. So are you going to, what we are going to do it? Then he tell in 2 lines, when I was in CPWD and doing some construction or building anything, I thought I am doing the best thing. But when I came back to CT, CVC, and I saw the observation, I had fear like anything. यार मैंने तो सारा का सारा गलत कर दिया है. So this is the difference by a construction engineer and in a inspector. So they are the inspector. So these are the hindrances to the system. They are the factor of safety of everything. We design everything. We put 1.5 to 2% to the factor of safety for any structure. And even then, for minor things, the objections are there. And who has made the codes? People sitting like here, they put, even they don't know anything, because theoretical people, they made a code, and now everybody, there is no revision of the code. Same concrete core IS 456 going around, if still now. It may be done in more than 30, 40 years back. So it is all that how the implementation executions are there and how it can be make more effective, that is also need to be seen. So implementation in one program, other thing is not more committed people are there in the site, whether from the engineering side, from the government side, or even by the contractor side. Nobody wants to go to the site. Everybody wants to sit on the computer. Everybody wants to just go to the programming. What the system will do? If you are putting some program on SAP or a Primavera, ultimately you have to feed something. If he doesn't have the knowledge, how much time the one activity will take to complete and put any day, the system will just operate doing that. You are going slow or going far behind the schedule. But nobody try to understand what the things are going to feed in the computer so that they can do the proper monitoring. And it's missing everywhere. Very few people are there who are really committed for the hydropower development. In the hydropower, either you go to the upper reaches where the snow is too much, lower reaches, huge flood. That means in the 12-year time, you are able to do only 7 to 8 months time. 4 months you have to lose. 4 months, and no provision in our estimations. So CWC guys never allow anything, 4 months what to do. That means the contractor, man, material, everything until for 4 months. No compensation is there. And you want that the contractor facing all these problems, then local issue, then environment issue, and they should put their own money. So nobody is going to put their own money for making your project. So this understanding need to be seen at the highest level in the government. And just because our tariff is going 4 rupees, okay, if you go to 5 rupees, you'll sanction the project. Do you think that steel, cement, copper, and anything, any material, or even the labor is going to reduce in the coming year? It is not going to happen. That means your cost is going every day, going to increase. But if it is 5 rupees, PIB is clear. If it is 5.5 rupees, the project is not clear.
Right.
So these are all the things that I have written a very good letter to a cabinet secretary. Even the implementing agency doesn't have the money, you can give the full grant, and even then the hydropower is how it is good for the country and even beneficial. I have sent the copy to you also.
Yeah. And we published that actually.
You can share the copy to anyone.
Yeah, I published that in the last issue.
So, and now, since I have written a book, I am going to send this book to the Prime Minister also and the Planning Commission, Niti Aayog, then the Cabinet Secretary, what the things are needed for the development of not only the hydro sector, for any sector.
Yes.
The people coming at the topmost level, say director and chairman level, because I have rose from the engineer to the CMD. If they doesn't have the knowledge, so what the things they are going to do, then how can they do the justice for the company? So their training should be given properly at the board level. Then finally their reviews should be given after 3 months. They are not just only to cut the ribbon and the cake. They should dare to deliver for the country. Unless those things are coming in the system, I don't think the country is going to develop by 2047. Because see, everywhere we are lagging, everywhere lagging. And the agencies like say CA, they are basically the monitoring agency from the government. And then CA, nobody knows. If I say I can complete the work in 4 months' time, they can just simply note down the dates. And they start pursuing me why it has not been completed. But they doesn't have the knowledge or competence to ask me why it is 4 months. Why not in the 3 months or you go beyond 4 months? So that doesn't have the competence. Even tomorrow I'm going to meet Secretary Power, Pankaj Agarwal ji. I used to discuss with him. Like the pump storage, I told the ministry, the PSU cannot make the pump storage. It should be given to only and only the private companies. Reason being, in hydro, you get the cost plus basis. That means even the delays are there for many reasons. A project for 4 years go to 10 years. It happens, it is there in the, you can find any website. And then you finally justify the reason of the delay. That is the reason in the conventional hydro, private company couldn't do much. Rather, I can say it is negligible, only some company. But in case of pump storage, the culture of the PSU is same. You need to have number of departments, number of visits, number of inaugurations. Just keep on adding the cost. And which is not required. You can complete the pump storage, your good system is there. 3.5 years more than enough to complete a pump storage project. Maximum say 4 years.
Right.
But in hydro, it is not possible to complete in 4 years because of many challenges. So we need to have some discussion and some inputs from all the experts over here and must give it to the government also.
Right.
Because just writing as a former CMD or having some experience in the hydro, because I was from the day one, I was in the construction, I retired as a construction. I used to have some habit. I never delayed a meeting by one single minute. Even the people, half people are there, I started doing the minute. Things started. Then nobody can, the government can put a pressure on person like me. I doesn't want to quote the company. Some person is sitting here. I encashed a company for 250 crore bank guarantee. He never speak less than the Prime Minister and the Principal Secretary to PM and the Cabinet Secretary. I told him, you have to complete my job. Why you are taking the name of so many people? He just wanted to impress. I given him 15 days notice. And what happened after that, I doesn't want to share. This again, one of the topmost cabinet minister, I terminated a contract of 1,800 crores. One of the topmost company, infra company of the Mumbai. And I got 3 calls. I told it is not possible to reverse my decision. The people have to work. You know what the result was there then? Each and every company working in the hydro sector in NSPC, they started putting their best effort. They put their best of the employee from other sector, put their machines, and you can't imagine how the progress has happened. The best efficiency in the operating power station, then construction, and then the resolution of the various hydroelectric projects in the Arunachal, we could do as a team. I always believe in the collective wisdom as a teamwork. It is not, I used to say contractors are our partner. We go for the global tender. When the contractor get a work, यार लोग कहते हैं यार इसको दूर मिलना नहीं है. अब पीछे से तो मिल रहा दरवाजा खोल के, लेकिन सामने नहीं मिलना. What the hell? आप पीछे से मिलने को तैयार, लेकिन सामने गए भाई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट भाई और छूट थोड़े हो गया. He is also your partner. If you are excellent and a contractor is poor, how can you become excellent? Our ACR's confidential report has been written on the basis of the progress done by our contractors, and we are not listening to them. We are creating problems and not resolving their issues. So these all the things are on the part of the implementation, and they need to be done because everyone has some responsibility. Just keep on doing your best to the system. You have the ownership, you have the loyalty where you are working, you have the belongingness, and have the transparency and honesty, everything. I have written all this book, how things have changed and what you can do.
In fact, you guys must take this book from the Amazon.
You to tell also.
And each one must read, if
I
possible.
used to tell also, okay, the chairs are not given to give comfort for me. It is given for taking something to the lead and doing the best for the company where we are working. For the employees, we have to take care of our employees' issues also. If you are unable to decide something, unable to take decisions, then better go to the home. Why you are occupying the chair? And it was in my blood also. I used to keep talking to the same thing. So it all happened. You can do in even PSO.
Right.
I have written something as engineer, what I have done. As a deputy manager, what I have done. As a manager, so many things. If I am unable to sitting at site and unable to resolve the things, how it's my chairman sitting 1,000 kilometers, a director can do it. अब आर्मी सेना में लड़ रहे हो, राइफल आपके पास है, आप सोचोगे मेरा आर्मी चीफ दिल्ली से आकर के वो फ्राई करता रहेगा तो काम होगा, ऐसा तो नहीं होगा ना. You have to see, you take the decision. That's what the things happen in any of the sector where you are working. So the person who are sitting at the table, they have to do something. I make the system. You are a legal expert, just give the opinion on the legal. You are not supposed to give the opinion on the technical thing. Technical matter doesn't want to give the observation on the financial issue. This all happen in most of the PSUs. Maybe many of them may be facing also. I made the system, if anybody write anything beyond their scope, I will punish you. And what I did, I not punish the juniors because they are forced to do what the seniors say. I removed around 5 executive directors, general managers. I terminated them. I removed one of the directors, which is not my power to the ministry. Either let him remove him, otherwise I am going on the leave. I cannot work like this. So all it happened that make the discipline in any company. So all the person must do for the loyalty of your company. You put the loyalty not to your boss, you put the loyalty to your company. If your boss is correct, it's fine. If not correct, then you have to take your level, increase the level, how to do it. It's all the system, in the same system, anybody can deliver anything. And my book speaks about this only. I had one meeting, I mentioned in my book. One joint secretary, she was abusing my company. And my director and CMD was sitting over there, around 22 people. Suppose your father is there and somebody is willing to your father, what his son will do. अगर आपको कोई गाली देगा तो आप बर्दाश्त भी कर दोगे. So I told her, what the hell you are talking? You doesn't know anything. Just sitting in the chair as a joint secretary, you cannot speak like this. She was talking some technical matter. And then I told her, if these things, you are totally wrong. And what we are saying, it is correct. Then she told me, bhai, jawan ka kya hota? Nahi hoga to kya hoga? I told her, you just record in a minute. If he is not completed by this period, I will quit from the company. You can put in your record. But don't blame my company and abuse my company and my seniors. Since then, no meeting was there. She was secretary. I don't know in government of India whether she is retired or still there. It is not that you just don't compromise your self-respect, dignity. No system can auction your respect and dignity. Everybody is there to do something. Do your best. Then who is going to stop you? और कोई कुछ नहीं होता है. सब everybody has got some role. I am a chairman. Okay, I have got some role. That doesn't mean my engineer doesn't have any role. It doesn't have I was also in engineer one day. So it is all about the implementation, how you're going to do the work in time, take the things in the right way, and what the nation required. The nation required the moment is mostly we need to have the clear energy, net zero, then we have to have the pump storage, battery storage. For the time being, you may go for the battery, the life is 10 to lithium battery, any battery, the life is hardly 10 to 12 years. We doesn't know. Just like put an inverter.
No, it is lesser, sir. 7 years के ऊपर किसी बैटरी का
anyway,
life
just
नहीं
to
है.
put one
इस वक्त
inverter,
you
anyway.
need 3 cycles in one power purchase agreement. I'll come to that. जैसे आपका
Initially, maybe it is there because you
No,
cannot
it's
make
not
the
there, sir. It's not
power.
there. No proof is there in the world. Even the Australians have not
I
proved it.
just used to give one example. Suppose you take
Battery
an
storage
inverter
में कोई
in your
chance ही
home.
नहीं है, sir.
When it is new, your
It's only-
fan will run. But after say 3 months, 4 months time, you have to switch off. Otherwise, you tete आवाज करता है ना. The same thing is going to happen for this battery
Yeah,
storage
yeah.
also. Maybe
It's a
cheaper at the
challenge,
moment.
actually.
But ultimately, for the sustainable grid and the sustainable development, we need to have all hydro potential in the country and the pump storage, along with the solar project. If nuclear
That's
comes as
right.
a welcome, is very good. Otherwise, even gas is not coming in the renewable power. Thermal is has to go. Life. So these all the things we're doing together. So you need to have more flexible policy, more grant from the government, and whatever the places are there, we have to do it. You know why you need a dam in the Arunachal area? Some of them may be knowing, other I just want to tell you, there are 5 big rivers. That Lohit, Diwang, Siang, Subansiri, and the Kambing. And already they are studied by us also and by Central Water Commission also. We need to have some storage dam on all the rivers. If we have some storage dam, that is roughly around, say, total storage about around 25 to 30 billion cubic meter. And if we construct all the dam, there will not be flood in the Arunachal and Assam.
Also Assam, yeah.
Assam, almost there is site called Pandu near Guwahati. The water level reduces around 6 to 8 feet. And Assam, almost is a flat area. No gradient is there. Then even anything goes beyond the river section, it gives a flood, a huge losses everywhere. So that is the need of the hour to make a dam, one big dam, multi-purpose dam, in all the basin of Arunachal. Similar in the other part also. The dams are really necessity of the future. At the same time, the way we are taking the water, finding the crisis in water. If you can carry the petrol and diesel from Assam to any part of the country, why cannot you take the supply from the Arunachal, Sikkim or Assam? So these all the things are there, need to be discussed on regular basis, need to be given to the policy maker. At least one day they will listen. Because the people sitting on the chair, I don't think, at least I never find anyone who can give a good idea, suggestion. So I was just telling, then my Devang project was clear. And then now you must be seeing number of news about the Saula court in GNK. That clearance also I got done on the same day. 2 PIB, 1,000 crore and then 32,000 crore by the same secretary expenditure. That is the reason I have written letter to him. And now that the advantages of those content of my letter has been put up to the cabinet whenever a hydro project is being cleared now at this moment.
Right.
It is not that I am the expert, I have become the expert, because I have come from the zero to the top. I have seen everything. I got the opportunity by my seniors. Many got the opportunity by runaway, just to see their family doesn't get disturbed, because nobody wants to go to the remote area in the hydro sector. So that is also issue. So we need that proper training, proper education, proper planning, not only by the PSO, the government, equally by the private companies also needed. There are no quality now, I am finding. I am reviewing around 18, 19 hydroelectric projects in a month for say 3-day time, and found lot of gap. Lot of things are, I didn't want to speak all those things here in the forum, but a lot of things are missing. So Mr. Iyer, thank you very much. We meet so many greats here.
Yes.
Good audience. And we are there to support you all the time. And he is discussing, say, from petroleum to rare earth to the renewal. I don't know from where he absorbed so many things in the mind. I still talking hours and hours. Thank you, Mr. Iyer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's wonderful to have you. In fact, my father, I will tell you here, the Koina Dam, when it was built, my father did all the transmission of the 400 kV system over there at that time. And Tata Power benefited from there. So these are the histories. And actually, that 400 transmission tower to bring the power to Mumbai was so difficult at the time through the forest of this Roha, Mahad and Chiploon. And today, it's much, so many infrastructure projects have been made. But a lot of engineers have spent their time, life, they're gone also. Like Yogendra Prasad is no more, sir. Your guru. He's written about him almost like 3 chapters. But Prasad Sahab was like, if I always say, if we have not met the great Sir M. Vishweshriya. We have a college here by the name, the NIT, right? VNIT. But if I have seen a Vishweshriya in my time, it would be Prasad. मैं सही कह रहा हूँ कि नहीं sir? And then I'm telling you really, this is the man. Because now you'll see one day, shortly you'll see largest project, 2000 megawatt, Suvanshri will be coming. And Suvanshri is basically run-of-river, right sir?
Run-of river already 1000 megawatt commission there.
Right. So, yeah, I know. Yeah. So, right. So, in fact, he pushed that project which was stuck for years together. So, that's the example. Now, Koina, is 1960 megawatt. Still, it remains the largest storage project in the country. Uske baad bhi, because this project actually clears the 1500 megawatt Nathpa Jakri, which was also Prasad's work before him. So this will become the largest run-of-the-river project in the country. 2000 megawatt, and also bigger as such in the overall category also will become 2000 megawatt, because just by 40 megawatt it crosses the Koina. Why I gave that example is. And Koina, when it was built, sir, अभी आपने कहा कि 100 years ये project चलते हैं. Why I want to come to critical minerals connect here? See, we need water for so many things, including you must be hearing what kind of water capacity is needed for data centers, the big data. Right? So even for mining and critical mineral, we need huge water quantity. For nuclear, we need water. Everywhere we need water. So by neglecting water, it's like, it's just not only, and the farmers also need the water. Today we talk about electrolysis. I've been challenging, I said, please don't force this electrolyzer business because we are not having drinking water. पानी पीने को नहीं मिल रहा है लोगों को. और आप कह रहे हैं कि इसमें से हम hydrogen निकालेंगे. So best way to do hydrogen is, which is in my book, I've written a book called Zeppelin Returns. Zeppelin was an airship. So you all can, these books are free. So you want digital, it will come to you straight away. So read it. My point is CH4. So the energy content to break this is much less. So you break it, capture the carbon, put it into your ground. Your soil needs carbon and nitrogen in the agriculture. Sorry, carbon and nitrogen for agriculture. So go back and find technique to do that better, carbon capture. So now there is a mission, finally, for your good news. This I was talking for the last 2 years. So carbon capture, utilization, storage mission has come in the country. Singh साहब सुन रहे हैं? और एक और आया, coal bed methane को we were promoting. It took me a little bit more time. So a mission has been established for coal gasification. Basically, Coal India is powerful. Tomorrow, all this, what happens is we will not use coal. We'll say, don't use thermal power. Another 10 years, we'll build thermal power. I'm very sure. Like gas, you said. Sir, gas is a deemed renewable. How it is a deemed renewable, I'll tell you. Compared to the energy transition game, you can't jump to the renewable directly, which we are trying. In between game is to convert from oil economy to gas economy, which we have not done. So we missed that bus. We cannot stay like that because we have a 25 million metric tons of latent demand unfulfilled, which affects my fertilizer, which has close 20 gigawatt of gas power plants lying idle. It is criminal wastage if your gas power plants which you have put money are lying idle. And this has been done because we say, हम 7 रुपए की बिजली नहीं खरीदेंगे. So even our own, forget about the Enron case and all that. Dabhol is the largest gas power plant in the country. Its size is 2150 megawatt in Ratnagiri. And we are starving it of gas. I've been after Gurdeep for this. क्या करो यार तुम गैस लो और खरीदो उसको चलाओ अपने बंडल में डालो. Why you are stopping yourself? So these things have not happened in this country. We just say हमको नहीं खरीदना 7 रुपए. लेकिन the same 7 rupees we'll buy from anywhere else also. That is also happening. I am telling you, Maharashtra is the only state that buys Sikkim hydropower at $7. And I'm telling you, it's a good cost to give because it comes as a peak power to us. If nobody wants it, we have taken it. So why can't we run our own Dabhol at 6 rupees? It's a peak storage power plant because plug and play only gas power plant can do, only hydro can do. So if you want to, I'll explain, many of you are engineers. So I'll try to make it a little bit simpler. You have base load. So what happens to solar? Solar goes to 5 hours and it comes into the base load of your system. And it only comes for 5 to 6 hours. The only state that can expand solar a little bit more is Rajasthan. It's like a natural battery because the sun sets over there, to the western side, and they have a couple of more hours. So Rajasthan and Ran of Kutch will give you that. Ran of Kutch will give you about 6 hours, and Rajasthan will give 7 hours. So effectively, in the 24/7, round the clock operation, you're not getting solar. And this is infirm capacity. Same way the infirm capacity comes from our wind, because wind is intermittent. What happens with wind is it comes very strongly in the daytime, then tapers off by the evening, and at night it is much lower. So mostly the PLF, if you see, is 25% average for wind power plants, and for this 20%, and worst is wind may be staggered throughout the day, but it's more infirm than solar. Solar is firm in the period of 5 to 6 hours. You can say that. So therefore, it is not still a solution to replace the thermal power on the grid. And that, what I predicted has come true. CA has built a plant for 200 gigawatt of thermal coal ultra supercritical power plants to be built, because otherwise we will not be able to support our data economy. Our base load capability will not come. Now comes the challenge of peak. What are the peak? You see the industries, everywhere we are building industry estate, right? So what is happening? The industries switch on, switch off based on the process. All of them are luckily not operating on 24/7 basis. But most industries in Maharashtra, we see, has a 2 shift and at least 6 day work, not 5 day. Plants. Only 1 day they take a power holiday. Power cut unka hota hai, wo holiday hota hai unka. And the same way is happening with all. Tamil Nadu same. It's an industrial state. Karnataka is same. So what you are effectively doing, you should allow them to operate on staggered basis. Even if they want 7 days a week, they should be able to operate. Why we are not able to operate? Because we don't have that capacity, right? So whenever the peak comes, the industrial peak or the urban peak comes, where are the peak shaving plants? The ratio in Atal Bihari Vajpayee's era, because I am his biographer, I am biographer of 4 Prime Minister. Atal Shastri was the biography. So where I wrote, when in this time, Prasad Saab was doing the 50 gigawatt, scheme which, he brought. That time the share of hydropower was 27.1%. There was barely any solar. I'm talking of the year 2003. So 27.1%. What is that hydro capacity come down to? It has come down to just about 10%, my friends. And it may be 8% shortly. Because this is what is happening. We are adding too much of solar. And as somebody said, the evacuation. See, we put 30 gigawatt in Ran of Kutch with private-public participation. We put 30 gigawatt in Rajasthan's Badla and those areas, right? Jaisalmer, Ballroom, Bikaner. What has happened? This has taken us 10 years. And now we are facing a crisis of even exporting that power into the grid to other zones. Now, if you see, if we had done a reverse thing, which we recommend, we say we have 640,000. I came back to that. Even put 2 megawatt per village, which reach 10 acre. You are developing 1280 gigawatt in just about flat 1 year. So what stops our policy making from do this? You have 3 times or 2.4 times the present capacity of 533 gigawatt. So this is the type of change that can happen if we make the rural our Urja Datas. This subject, that farmer or Kisan Urja Data, I brought it. Then that minister, Mr. Naik, actually, he started speaking, and then now the government has adopted. But Urja Data mein aur bhi kuch bahut kuch hai. I'll just leave the thought with you. Why we are buying food in kilos? Why not calories? Because we are talking about everything is calories and the capability. So this minimum support price system is not required. Once you buy the food on calorie basis, we have to become scientific community. We know it's in front of us. All of us are like, I don't know what is happening now. This internet algorithm will make us zombies or what, I don't know. So that maybe in the next 5 years, some of our children will say, we'll ask them, bhai khana kahan se aata hai? Bolenge wo Zomato banata hai. Agriculture bhul jayenge, dekhenge hi nahi. Gaay bhains bhi nahi dekhenge. So are we going to that era? Or we are going to be reasonable enough to tell our children, I'll take to a farm, I'll show you an animal, I'll show you a milk-giving cow, buffalo. Do we do this also while living in urban? Otherwise, there'll be no empathy for the rural. And the rural which can do the LC for you, they are the masters. They will completely transform your game, as I told you, 1280 gigawatt like this. It can come. So we don't need large solar parks alone. We need these small nuggets. And the good news for you is I've signed off with the Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, for the breakthrough project. It's the first project in the world which produces waste to hydrogen. So anybody wants to talk to me, we are ready to help people. And this has happened just recently, sir. It's a 2 megawatt capability rurally. And the same 2 megawatt, it will be able to hybridize. But right now what it is doing it in a simple way, I'm telling you.
they can produce 5 kilogram per hour of hydrogen at half the price that Panipat and other projects are doing right now. I'm just giving you a thumb rule right now. So it's a game changer. I know there's a challenge because the West will not like India to suddenly develop something on its own. It's patented. Many people worked on it, but finally it was REPA, our organization, which went and signed, and we are trying to take it to as many places as we can quickly, because that will produce hydrogen from waste just by converting to pellet. Stage 1 in the reactor is syngas, and syngas is high-grade syngas, and that is cleaned. And I've stayed at ISC Bengaluru to find the efficiency. I'm fully convinced it's a top project of the world, my friends. So don't consider yourself any less. We don't need only West to tell us what to do. Now we need to tell the West what we will do. That's what I want to tell you. Now, with that, I want to bring our nuclear scientist in. See, for me, thorium cycle has been a pet, and I've written it in my powering crisis. So I want to ask him a question, sir. 2 ideas. We have the largest deposit of thorium in the world anyway. But the challenge of processing, number 1, so that it can become thorium grade cycle. And second, absorption of technology. We should not be bothered. We have absorbed so many technology. BHCL has brought and delivered it. So why not go to it? Why we need? Because I am a little bit flummoxed. I'm going against SMR. Why do you want to decentralize this SMR system and then go and percolate the this uranium challenge into the rural market and others? It's a big national security issue, because if these assets are there, if you see what has happened in Iran, it will be a security threat for our country. If we bring smaller nuclear power plant in remote area, how many assets will we be able to control? Instead of that, why not go to SMTR? This is a question from my side, sir.
Good morning, everybody, and good morning to the experts on the dais and off the dais. And first of all, I would like to thank Professor Ayer and Mr. Govt for inviting me. Usually, atomic energy people don't interact much with.
I know that.
Recently, the things have changed.
Yeah.
So Shanti Bill has come, and now we are working.
Yeah.
So it's a good initiative.
Absolutely.
Actually, the thorium technology we have not mastered yet. It is only prototype.
I know.
So, I think to reach the 3rd stage, it will take another 50 years at least.
Oh.
So, unless we have that, but this recently you must have heard that on 6th April we made our prototype fast breeder reactor.
Yeah, that we covered also. We pushed it on our last magazine.
Yeah,
actually.
so that's a major
development. Yes,
development for us. Huge, because it is instead of using the fuel, which is the plutonium and uranium mix, it will produce more fuel than it is consuming.
Exactly.
Because uranium, we cover it with a blanket of uranium and 233. Then uranium 233, which is isotope, it gets converted to, we cover it with a thorium. 232 thorium, and when it absorbs the neutron, it becomes uranium 233, which is a fissile element.
Correct.
So we generate fuel. Similarly, uranium 238 by neutron absorption becomes plutonium 239.
Correct. That is a bomb grade. Actually, that's also bomb grade.
We are making more fuel in that. So that is, we are the only country which is doing that now.
Yeah.
Once we establish that 2nd stage successfully, then I'm sure 3rd stage we can think of this small thorium-based reactors.
Right.
But presently, if you see at present, India is producing around 8 gigawatt of energy through nuclear energy, which is around 2.2%.
Right.
And our government has taken a major decision to aggressively go for nuclear energy to reach the 2070 zero carbon commitment. So if you see, we have made some targets. Like by 2030, we want our nuclear energy to be 4% of the total. So from
doubling it up from now.
Yes, from 8 gigawatt, we will go to around 22 gigawatts.
Right.
And by 2047, we are planning to have 25% of total national energy by nuclear.
Nuclear alone.
So that is our plan, and for that we have to aggressively go for the new reactors. So presently we are 25 working reactors in the country.
Yes.
And to go for this major leap, presently 8 reactors are under construction and 8 are under the feasibility stage. So we are taking up a lot of efforts to increase the this nuclear energy because of carbon footprint issues. And if you see around that AMD, the atomic energy, till 2015, only atomic energy had the mandate to do rare earth elements. And
Yes, yes, yes.
Then MMDR Act came, and then GSI, NECL, and all these
It opened up. I know.
yeah, masters came into the picture. So AMD has all the data since AMD was established. Atomic energy. This is the first unit of atomic energy was established as Atomic Minerals Directorate in
Right.
1949.
Right, right.
And then,
That is the Homi Jahangir Baba's time.
yes,
Right.
yes. So first unit. So we have explored rare earth elements and uranium thorium for almost 70 years.
Yes, yes.
So we have a strong database. So for RE private parties also, if they want more
Right.
data, AMD is now opening up.
Wonderful.
Atomic energy.
Wonderful. That is wonderful news, actually.
Headquarter is in Hyderabad. So
Right,
they
right.
can get the thing, and government is also putting everything on the net now.
Yeah, yeah.
All
It's
the
better
data
to
that-
come out and do it, together.
So that is the thing. So just I'm giving you a brief about what we have proved till now. Around we have 8.5 million tons of identified REO, rare earth oxides.
Right.
We have proved till now, and out of that, there you see the coastal sand deposits
Right.
of Tamil Nadu, Andhra, and Kerala.
Kerala also. Yeah.
Yeah, it is around 7.2 million tons
That's massive.
of coastal beach placers, which is having monazite as the main mineral.
Right, right.
And then we have hard rock. Recently, we have started working in the hard rocks also, and there we are targeting the carbonatites. So it's a particular kind of rock which is rich in REs. And in Gujarat, in Amba Dongar, there is a place
Yeah, yeah.
where we have established a huge deposit, and now GMDC is
It's doing
taking-
it. They are in touch with
they are
us.
doing
Yeah.
there. Similarly, for that REs are divided into lower LRE and HRE.
Correct.
So HRE are more important for our
Right, right,
requirements.
right.
When we are very short on them. So recently we have last 5 to 7 years, we have got very good mineralization in Rajasthan, in the Malani igneous route of Balotra district. So in Dantala, and there are many places. So there also we are getting lot of mineralization of REs. So we are doing quite well because the government wants by 2030 we should have like that NCMM, we should get self-reliant, try to get more local deposits than, because we are totally dependent on imports now. Sir is the Kabil is there.
Right.
So the lithium we are importing everything. So then, sir, as you were telling the lithium triangle, ABC. Similarly, I was regional director of Northeastern region for 5-6 years recently. So there in Arunachal, as you are saying, sir, in the higher reaches of Arunachal, we are having brine lakes.
Oh, yeah,
lot
yeah.
of brine lakes near the China border. So there we have sampled, but the main problem is the terrain, because 5-6 days of trekking we have to do to reach those places, because they are all above 14,000 feet.
Correct.
And there, and in some hot water springs along the Lohit River and near Dirang, Tawang, we have got good mineralization, good concentration of lithium.
Mm.
So our department is also working for lithium in that way, and we are getting good indicators of that. So, and then if you see that IREL, as you know, they are
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they are the only agency which is allowed to do the thorium mining. And then we have also set up this rare earth magnet plant at Visakhapatnam.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
IBRC.
That is.
And
yeah,
we are
yeah.
doing a lot of
Yeah.
progress
Now
in-
two more will be coming Kerala,
yeah,
that will
two
be
more
a
are coming,
PPP,
definitely, yeah.
which we pushed actually. In fact,
Yes, yes, yes.
we're involved in that.
Yes, sir. So, and nuclear, that small modular reactor is a big push, because in the National Nuclear Energy Mission, which the government has launched, 20,000 crore has been put so that by 2033 we should have 100 gigawatts of
Yeah.
small modular reactors.
Yes.
BSMR, Bharat Small Modular Reactor, in which private participation is most welcome.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things. And nuclear energy, the main problem is the image of nuclear energy, that it is destructive force. It
No, that
causes
is like,
so many
see,
problems.
that is always
So,
there.
We are having very good deposits also, but we are unable to mine them because of those issues.
See, the moment the thorium comes,
Yes.
this question is gone.
Yes.
Because radioactivity
Yes,
issue
you are
will be
right.
finished.
Yes.
I believe the thorium is the way forward.
So, yes, that is
And it is a Homi Jahangir Baba's dream from there.
yes.
When he did not agree with the Americans,
Yes.
he said, I don't want a closed loop reactor.
Yes.
His main thing was, I want an open cycle. That's
Yes.
why, I want a closed loop reactor rather than an
Closed
open
loop.
one.
Yes.
And these guys have tons and tons of nuclear waste because they went for open cycle.
Yes.
And then now what do they do with the waste? And India followed the different strategy, that is a closed loop, so that we could retreat our material and put it back into the FBR.
Yes.
So it's a very long story, but
Yes.
what dream of Baba is now realized,
Yes.
through this ICAR.
Our vision of 3 stages of nuclear reactor.
Yes.
That he could do in early
He
50s,
imagined that
in
time,
early 50s.
and he was the sole man who opposed what this West was doing.
Yes.
And that is what I want to highlight here. So we are in nuclear because of him,
Yes.
for sure.
So nuclear also, is also
Yeah. No, it's the best.
along with the renewable energies.
Yeah, it is a renewable energy. See, I wrote in my Powering Crisis, there are only 2 books that say nuclear is renewable, and we faced a lot of challenge. One is me, and there's a very senior guy, Dr. Robert Evans. He wrote his book called Fueling the Future, and he is the Professor Emeritus Mechanical Engineering of the British Columbia University in Canada. So this is the guy. So he wrote it, I wrote. I did not know he wrote. I went and gave my book. He was shocked. Oh, you are younger than me. How did you write? How did you get into this? I said, come on, we don't have an emission. There's no carbon emission. You are talking of nuclear safety and confusing it with emissions. So this is the problem of the world. So nuclear is renewable. Absolutely, sir. So now I come to a solar man, our Krishna Rao Dawad Saab. Dawad Saab, now we know, Dawad Saab, I'm again coming. You did a lot of work in the rooftops. Nagpur, you literally made so many rooftop solar here. And you have been training also people in the rooftop, in this, decentralized. I just mentioned that our villages could be empowered for just 2 megawatt per village. And simply we can get 1280 gigawatt in no time. Now I want you to comment on this, as well as the opportunities for the small and medium enterprises businesses, because this is an area always love to get addressed at the end, because that will provide an employment opportunity and involvement for a lot of young people.
As you said, Nagpur has become the largest center of solar power in India.
Yeah. It has also become the solar hub, actually manufacturing.
Though we have a very broad area of central India, which gets a lot of sunshine and get converted into power. Nagpur has emerged as a best place, as the largest concentration of the solar plants. Nagpur has about 500 small companies who are offering this facility of solar installation. And they are very successfully operating in Nagpur. We are today in summers, like past few days back, we used to generate 5.5 to 6 units per kilowatt of solar panels. That is a very good generation. And on the average, now with the latest panels, yearly average has gone up from 4 to 4.3 or 4.4 units per kilowatt. Only the difficulty we found is the lack of the availability of good panels readily available in the market. Because since the government has introduced the indigenous production of the solar panel without having the basic silicon wafers facility and the further research into the area. Every 2 or 3 months, upgraded panels comes into the market. The panel manufacturers who have grown like a small market. Nagpur has 2 plants. Amravati has 1 plant.
Yeah.
Everywhere the solar panel manufacturer is there. How can they upgrade their technology? These are small companies producing 500 megawatts or 1 gigawatt per annum. So they don't have the development of manufacturing technology as well as the basic raw material development on processing. As you said, the processing is the very important criteria, or the point where we are lacking very much. We even don't produce wafers till now.
Yeah, yeah. With the capacity is much less than what we have. In fact, 100 gigawatt we claim to have the manufacturing of panels, but our, what he rightly said, it was 25 gigawatt only we have for us.
Wafers import is cut off by some countries we are offering today.
Right,
We will be dead.
right. 2030, we are going to face a crisis.
So that is the problem. And another problem is which I personally feel is the manpower lack. The government should frame policies to boost the manpower. Say training is there, though the training is there. Every youth is worried about their future. They are disappointed. Why? Because they see one person earning 5 lakhs rupees per month and other person getting only 10,000 rupees per month. So this vast gap must be filled somehow, and ideas to fill this gap needs to be looked into.
Very correct, sir.
That is destroying the whole psychology of the youth.
Yeah.
So our average age of Indians is 29 years. We are the most youthful country in the world.
Yes.
And our population is growing also still now. Though after a few years it may go negative, but till now it is growing. And that is not culminating into the useful resource. That is most important aspect I think.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Wonderful. Wonderful thoughts up, giving a link. See, I want to open this forum. The purpose of all this is also to get interaction. So you have a wonderful, panel here, and feel free. Even if I tell you, if you feel like you don't feel inhibited, please come up with your questions. You can address to any of us. I'm also here. So we will be very happy. This interaction can go on I'm happy with half an hour, whatever you want, because we have time on our side. Luckily, most forums, I finish my time. This time, thanks to the speakers, they kept it nice. So this will do. Before that, I want to honor Tyaga. Let's start. So first, let us get the honor for our Joint Secretary. We'll start with you, sir, because for him we have something else. For you, we have something else. Let's bring. First one, the other. Yeah. So this is for Subhash. I hope the guys are strong. I think colors are free. For his wonderful book, and also for him being no tired, no retired. Yeah. So not tired, no retired. So the third one is for Dr. Pakar Kumar, for your great contribution to our family. For your hard work. Right. And then to the senior most man who has done a lot for solar, and I hope all of you can interact with him. He's in Nagpur for you. Krishna May I get some books for our other leaders? So this one book you should present to some. आपके पास कम है? I think एक और book है.
Each word is 100% correct.
इनकी sign copy है सर, इनका नाम भी डाल दीजिए. नाम भी डाल दीजिए. काले साहब. एक ये काले साहब को आपको book मिलेगा सर. आपकी तरफ से. Thank you.
May get the R. Do we have people from the Lloyds? Do you have anybody from Lloyds? Please come. Coming. So small memento for your support. The book, I can only give you a book. I'm a professor, that's all I can do. Any people from the western coalfields here? Sorry. No, Saab ko to we'll definitely give. Karthik, come and receive it. So, I think, sir, let's honor him with a book. One more book. Anybody left, sir? So careful. Anybody else is left, sir, out of this? Koi bacha? Okay. Maybe then, as a mark of honor, one of you ladies can come and receive this book. We need women power in this field. Everywhere we need more balance. Please come over. Ulas is still there? Ulas is still there? Ulas actually is gone. Okay, please come. Please give them a big hand. Thank you. Thank you all. Now I open the session for question and answers. Oh, please come.
Use this?
Yeah, for sure. You can use whichever. Or you want a...
No.
Okay.
It's fine.
Please,
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you. No, better, please. I'd say as a question, sir, not as not as a participant. But yeah, please. Good afternoon, everybody, and all our panelists on the dais, and Professor Iyer, who has organized this program. Many of my friends, colleagues are here in the audience. My name is Shrikant. I'm a mining engineer, and I have a mining consulting company here. But I came here because I wanted to learn more about critical minerals. And I did. I did a lot of things, learned a lot of things. And while sitting there and I'm thinking about where we are, where we need to go, and I'm thinking there are a few things that we are missing in the picture. Or maybe I'm not aware that we are participating in that. Number one, most important, our techniques for assessment and analysis for determining resources and reserves. How much effort are we putting in there? The amount of effort required is stupendous, because we not only have unexplored resources and reserves within the country, our exploration has been slow. It's been there, it's been steady, but it has been slower than what I expected, after coming back to India. The second thing is, apart from the resources that we have that are unexplored, we have resources in our waste. And that establishment of the resources in our waste and the methods for extracting that, I think that's very, very important for us, especially since we have generated waste over the so many years, and that, trying to get that material out, if there is material, trying to assess that material is there, and ways to get that out. The second point was already pointed out about mineral processing, the efforts required. It was very sad to hear the geologist who discovered the deposit, the lithium deposit in J&K. And he said, sir, we have the deposit, we have the material there. Uska processing ka, it is not economical. How much effort are we putting into research and how to extract valuable critical minerals from the resources that we have available with us. Okay, so that's a very important thing. The third thing I want to leave you with, and I know there are people from the government who are here as well, and Kale Saab especially, I'll talk to you, I'll address it to you. The thing is that we have got into the habit of relying on government to do our research for us. Whether it is AMD, whether it is IBM, MECL, SIMFER, all these institutes have their constraints. How necessary is it for us to open ourselves for research from private agencies, from private labs, private researchers? Encourage them. We're encouraging people to get into the exploration business, right? We are encouraging them. You come, you explore, you find it, and let's mine it together. Can we do research also in the same way? That instead of relying only on government institutes, provide things like Reddy Labs, for example. What an example. Reddy Labs is one of the foremost pharmaceutical labs in the country. The amount of research they've done in the pharma industry is fantastic. Can we do similar thing in the mining industry as well, in the minerals industry, and try and get private parties? You give them guidance, you give them constraints, give them guidelines, and tell them, and then you allow them to access to some funds so that they can go ahead and do that research. The advantages of doing private research is very high because their ability to attract high quality talent and make connections overseas or within the country itself may be significantly higher. Okay, especially given this new generation that we have that don't want government jobs, they don't want steady jobs, they want a focused, small problem that they can address, handle, and once they get excited about it, they may continue. So our plan should be so that we can get the Gen Z excited also about research into these areas. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
See, two things I want to address. This Gen Z business is going on for a long time. In my house, I have a millennial, I have a Gen Z, right? We're interacting on a daily basis. I think many homes would be like that. So I don't believe in this whole idea. So the idea has to go to an idea which I'm writing a book on called Gen Infinity. So we all need to go to the Gen Infinity zone. Because what happens, otherwise you'll be put into a bucket and you'll be told only you can do this. Because that's what I started with. It's not AI alone. We have to build dams, we have to build bridges, we have to build roads, we have to probably do our agriculture very differently in an organic way and not succumb to genetically modified organisms and crops. So multivariate. So unless you guys read. I was an engineer. I learned finance, first thing. Working capital. And this, how did I do? At the NIT, nobody was interested in the entrepreneurship development program given by Government of India to free of charge. So I attended in my third year because one of my proctor's right hand, Mr. Singhal, gave me a feed. Ki aap karna chahoge? So only 5 of us did that. So I did an entrepreneurial program and understood working capital in my college, right? Then my first job, I turned around. I was one of the top guns who turned around Jyoti, a SIC unit. First company to go out of BFR was my already experience in working capital management and ability to understand that. So I think you youngsters need to, is this useful? Do I get marks out of it? See, this rote and other business is not going to help you. I never had tuitions in my life. I think इन्होंने भी ट्यूशन नहीं लिया होगा साहब ने भी कई हमारे यहाँ बैठे हैं so I think this Gen Infinity characters have to come in. We have to change this whole concept. Suddenly somebody starts writing Gen Z, then millennials is gone and somebody will write tomorrow something else, right? So we must become that Gen Infinity at every stage who can actually go and fit themselves into the various opportunities in the economy. And if we don't give this feedback in our education institutions, I can tell you the days of the engineers are dead. I'm a BTech, I feel sad to say this, right? So be careful about this. That part is the only clarification I want to make to the gentleman who came because he gave 3 good ideas. But this Gen Z business, we have to get out and get into the Gen Infinity business. Tell them how to become Gen Infinity. So we had nothing. When I ran my 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer, at initial stage, I did not even buy my boots. I used to use my canvas shoes, which were torn, and I put, this cardboard inside, and I ran 5 kilometers, and I won my gold and silvers. So I did not cry ki nahi mila. I did go to my father to tell me to do that. So we are that generation, right? So we had nothing, we played. We played, I think both of us played cricket, right? Singh Saab, हमारा कोच आपके फरीदाबाद वाला ही है ना, सरकार था, और he never played 700 wickets, odd Ranji and Dulip Trophy. He was my coach. Mohammad Shahid, I played hockey. So please, this is the motivational part. Don't be just a, bookworm, be the all-rounder, And I think sports, we were discussing yesterday, sir. Sports, और ये कर दो, सारी बीमारी खत्म हो जाएगी आपकी. Make sports and education your twin platform. I tell you, this country's health, hygiene, its ability to think, its positivity will all change. That's what I will give you a message. The answer is that for me, from my side. Any questions, please come forward. There are so many. I think we had one very gentleman in the morning I met who was building a lab, no? Ulas ke saath aaye the. He's still there? Or is gone? Ulas? Yeah, sir. Can we get the mic to him?
Hello.
Yeah, we are hearing you.
My name is Arun Devras. I think I'm the youngest person in the gathering. I'm mining engineer from School of Mines. I think Mr. Srikanth said that there is only the government is doing and that.
That I agree with totally.
No, sir. There are many small things which the private people has said. I think in the beginning itself, we have said that 35% of the energy we are using for AC.
Yes.
Am I right, sir?
Yes.
35% of the energy we are producing for the AC. Has anybody thought? I'll challenge here. Has anybody thought how much water we are wasting?
Absolutely.
Which is generated in the AC?
Absolutely.
I had done the study. What happened is that I had an AC and there is a terrace at the first floor. That lady, she had some reservation that I should not, my water should not follow. So I requested for a pipeline. Ultimately, she didn't agree for that. So I had done an arrangement. I'll show. I can share that in the next one. And I found out that we are generating 1.5 ton AC. If it runs for 3 to 5 hours in a day, it generates 5 liters of water.
Wonderful, sir. Good information.
And this water I sent to a chemical laboratory to check it. He asked me the source. When I told him the source, he said, sir, there is no need to analyze. This is a pure distilled water. Now you just imagine, 35% of the energy is wasted, or no, I will not say wasted, used for AC. How much water we are generating?
Correct.
I wrote to the government, and I am very sad to say that till date, there is no response from the government.
I invite you for the next article in Inertia. I invite you, sir. Please give me an article. I will take it to the right PMO. Don't worry.
Till date, I wrote to the PM, I wrote to the CM, I wrote to everybody. There is no response.
No, that is common, sir. The response today, the government is not responding, that is there.
Yes.
Vajpayee era, I was getting response. But this era, we are not getting. But I tell you, if we publish, it will go. I can assure you.
I got a paper. I'm circulating.
I'm giving you an open offer. Send it to me. I will share my card.
I'll send it to you.
And I will push
I'll take
what
your
you said.
details and I'll send it to you.
It's some information which I'm very happy it's come here.
There is another 2 minutes I'll take.
Right.
There is another paper which I wrote, which is on a very simple thing, and you will be surprised. You see the complete Makdika Jala. The Makdika Jala in the street, the wires dangling here and there, all over the buildings, everywhere. I wrote a simple letter that please, MSEDCL, that is Maharashtra State Distribution Limited, Electricity Distribution Limited, should follow one plot or one building, one connection, so that you will save. Then the question was that what you'll do? I said, you have your internal system. I'll generate only one bill for that company. It is the responsibility of the society to have submitters and to share. I'll save manpower. Now there is a building in Bombay. It has got 88 floors and some 368 or more than that flats. My one man or 2 men are involved only in reading the meeting and generating 400 papers. Why should I do it? I'll do it only one. Let that society, let that building generate all the bills for their residents and do it. Till date, no response.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this. Anybody else? Any questions? Please come forward. Whatever you feel like. Solar, so many issues are there today. Critical minerals is one area. Others, I'll keep you engaged with one or two more ideas for you. See, I think Shrikant ji said something related to the public-private partnership at the MSME level, if I understand that question in this way. Yeah. So I can tell you that there is this kind of equation happening right now, but it is happening in limited states. For example, Kerala has started doing this. So that state, because I feel because they are interactive, whatever said and done, they have started doing this, and it will be very difficult to progress in mining in Kerala without utilizing the cooperative method of doing it. That means you need to build a cooperative engagement of the community. I think this model is interesting because everywhere we need to look at this. See, Maharashtra has got some very interesting things. How many of you know Varna here? The Varna group. It is in Kolhapur. Varnanagar is 20 kilometers from there. And Vinayak Kore is a dear friend of mine. And I can tell you that that is the only engineering township of India. It produces, does everything on its own. So it's not that it's not happening. So this kind of self-contained economy is already there in India. But the problem is these are our silos of excellence, because Dr. Vinayak Kore looks at it as, because his grandfather Tata Sahib, in fact, the message that I'm giving you, the first cooperative movement in the world was started by Tata Sahib Koreji. It's called Sahkar Maharshi in India. But this part has not gone to the English world, because even today, if anybody says, they will say, this cooperative movement, they will suddenly come to Kurian Saab and Amul. Amul is the milk cooperative. But the cooperative movement itself was started by Tata Sahib Kore. I'm doing a book on him, actually, to educate our Americans and the British, or whatever you call them, the Europeans. I work for a German company, so I've got this stuff. They think everything comes from there. So I'm not going into this 5,000 years history. That is not my job. I will talk about the 1947 onwards, what we did. How many of us know that Sir C.V. Raman was the first reason for not only the piezoelectric effect and other effects, but actually it is the origin of our solar photovoltaic. Some book has to do that link, because it starts from there. How the light is seen as an energy. Another one, plants were non-living things for these guys in the West. But it was Dr. Jagdish Chandra Bose who brought it up. So we must not be going back into any other connotation than talking about science, physics. Sir C.V. Raman, once he was called, somebody said, sir, you wear the vibhuti, and you also have done this, the Vishnu thing, and you have this. Then he said, I'm an atheist. Then he said, why do you wear this? Because this is my culture. So these are great scientists, When you talk to them, you will be flabbergasted. Whatever he was wearing, he said, this is my culture, where I come, whatever I'm wearing. It has nothing to do with my belief. I'm an atheist. What do you do? I'm a scientist, I'm an atheist. So these are very interesting stuff. So come, any questions? Otherwise, I think we have called it for the day. Yes, sir.
One last.
Yeah.
My request is to the Ministry of Mines. So we have published this, we have brought this auction system in 2015, and now we are in 2026. In one of the conferences, I really want to praise the ministry that we have achieved 14.2% of the success.
Okay.
In last 11 years, we could commence the mining operation in 14.2%. That means out of the 700 plus auctions which has been done, only something around 100 have been commissioned. I asked the figure in brownfield and the greenfield, that means the existing mines which has completed 50 years and they were auctioned, no, not given. I asked how many greenfield were started, a question not given. I wrote to the ministry gave me a reply that please go to the individual state. Every month, I am in charge of one of the companies. Every month I am sending a report to the DGM. I am sending a copy of that same report to the IBM. I am sending the copy of the same report to the central ministry. Central ministry chases me here. Now my simple question is here, will the critical mineral deposits also will be auctioned, or it will be given to the right technical people with the background, finance and the technical ability? Thank you.
Devraj Saab is very young mining engineer in the entire hall. I really appreciate his concern that there is a slow progress for conversion of auction block into the operational mines. The thing is that you also will realize that the owners are the state governments for mineral rights. Although the policy is being made by the central government, but its implementation, it depends on the various state governments. There are issues, mainly the forest and environment issues. Most of the state governments are granting the auctioning mining blocks, but ultimately the issues which are hindering are forest issues and the environmental issues. Therefore, the government, in respect of critical minerals, realizing this issue, the central government has taken over the auctioning of 24 critical minerals which are listed in Part D of the MMDR Act, Schedule 1. But still, there are issues like land acquisitions, various clearances, and it has been the experience of that the auction incubation period is very high for conversion of this mining after auction to operationalization of these mining blocks is 5 to 7 years. It is a really matter of concern. I think there should be some special purpose vehicle, some institution like we can create with the all state governments, and the Ministry of Mines is also Secretary Mines is reviewing this auctioning of mining blocks with every state, and they are insisting for early clearances. The central government is also facilitating, but still lot of things has to be done, and we hope that the central government is also thinking for this early conversion of this operationalization of mining blocks. Thank you.
Wonderful, sir. I think he is the man who's asked the maximum question. So give him a book. One book I have. Yeah. He should also be commissioned. Please come, sir. A book for you. Yeah. So you beat him. You beat Shrikant ji. So I had one book left. I said I have to do it. Thank you, sir. And Shrikant ji, please come. You get my issue of energy.
I'm struggling more than Devraj.
So just I want to ask one question. How you are saying that nuclear energy is renewable energy, and how we can integrate it with solar? Is it way actually?
See, I'll tell you, nuclear was always renewable because nuclear had no carbon emission anyway. So the definition of renewable energy was that whatever is not fossil energy will become a renewable energy. So there was no emission. What was the emission? Basically, what we were dealing with was the nuclear safety, which is leakage of the nuclear fuel, the radioactivity. So that cannot be defined in any fashion as carbon emission. You understood the difference? So we are dealing with, see, the international arena is dealing with greenhouse gas emission. Which are the greenhouse gas emissions? Basically, it is nitrous oxide, sulfur dioxide, the key gases that have been identified, and then carbon dioxide. That's the three gases that has been. And if you see the atmosphere, actually the carbon dioxide, when it becomes into a problem, is the blanket across the earth. Otherwise, it is more dangerous to get the acid rains and other systems because they are as dangerous. NOx is very dangerous because if too much of NOx comes in, you have all this cancer and other diseases. See, I always connect all these emissions with basically health. We have no connectivity. Like your municipality, let's say. Municipal corporation is doing human sin by not treating the waste. How many municipal corporations are converting the waste into resource? So one of the best ways is energy from waste. That is the ultimate. But if you don't do, they can convert and separate and make material out of it or make briquettes out of it. They can also produce compressed biogas. Who stop them? So basically, by not treating this waste, it's a big crime we are doing on society. Because every virus will multiply with generations and create more trouble. 1 trillion viruses. You just saw these Americans giving us a scare on the COVID, but there are even more dangerous viruses that are available. Luckily, they are not metamorphizing right now in the environment. Like in India, we have very big challenge of handling waste in this country. वो स्वच्छ भारत सब ठीक है, but आप जाके नीचे देखो क्या चल रहा है. Your city is better. You got an award from me. Indore also got, but then it got a water crisis. इंदौर में वाटर क्राइसिस आ गई. 2 अवार्ड ले गए, लेकिन वाटर की क्राइसिस आ गई. So these are all issues coming. So I come back. Nuclear is definite renewable energy because there's no carbon emission, but we need to work on nuclear safety. That part remains, and it has nothing to do with emissions. I hope I have clarified your point. Because if you are not burning a fossil fuel, what does nuclear do? Basically, the reactor's energy is taken into a steam turbine through, makes high pressure steam, same way, like thermal. It's a little different, design is different. But then you use the steam to drive a steam turbine. That's what you're doing to produce electricity there, right? So where is the burning? In the case of coal, you have to put the boiler, burn the coal, and that's why it's carbon emission, right? But even there, if I can capture the carbon, I said this some time back, wherever you could capture the carbon, I'm telling you, any fool who comes to me and says कि only water से या इससे green हो जाएगा, मैं बोलूँगा ये भी green ही हो जाएगा. You can call it blue or anything, that is your fancy because the West have taught you that way. Wherever I can sequestrate or trap the carbon, the process is green. Simple. So the moment you go there, you may not call it renewable, but through the source we are agnostic. Let's say electricity is coming. How do you know solar is coming or wind is coming? Your only 3 characteristics: current characteristic, voltage characteristic, and frequency. These are the 3 characteristics of magnetic flux, which you call as electricity, right? You are agnostic to this, right? It's only us we are telling itna solar जा रहा है, itna wind जा रहा है. तो इसको समझो, it's all basic engineering बोलना नहीं चाहिए, physics भी बोलना नहीं चाहिए. तो ये answers बहुत आसान हो जाएगा फिर आपके लिए.
Actually, sir, I'll just put one word.
Yeah.
Actually, if you see, what do you mean by renewable? That it is an unlimited
Replenishable,
source.
right?
You can replenish the whole thing.
That's right.
And if you see the, जैसे अभी
Fast breeder जो है.
inertia के इस episode में all the 3 stages of nuclear
वो डाला हुआ
program
है.
of India have come.
Right.
Just see that. So now we are in second stage where we are into breeder reactors. What is the
Right.
meaning of breeder reactor? That amount of fuel you put, more fuel
More is
you will get
produced.
out of it.
Yeah.
And third stage, again, it will become breeder. So ultimately, you are putting fuel, you are
Self-sustaining
taking out
reaction.
energy, and you are generating more fuel. So that way, it becomes unending source.
See, I tell you, the only nuclear and hydro. Nuclear will remain for 50 years by its life cycle. Hydro will go 100 years, he's already told you. Like a storage project will last 100 years. Run of the river project will also last, but उसमें आपको machines change करनी पड़ेंगी. Sir, कितने साल में machines को change करते हैं? 30-40 years?
Basically now,
वो बताइए ना.
basically now they have gone to 40 years,
I know.
but it is not required to change all the machines.
बिल्कुल. That's the point you need to tell.
Policy is such a way made by the regulatory commission, you are forced to do it.
Right,
It's
right.
not required.
Right.
These are those things also. कि जो जरूरत उतनी ही करो.
Right. See, I started my career with Jyoti Baroda. I'll tell you one simple, it's a pumps area, right? Jyoti was a pumps company. In fact, it is a mother company. In fact, they made pumps even before Kirloskar made. Our lift irrigation schemes in Maharashtra, many old, have the pumps. You'll not believe we're not changed bearings for 40 years. And this I experienced physically at a place called Neemach in MP. There, one of our pumps, vertical turbine pump, was inside the soil and nobody cared. There was this gentleman he's a trader. He said, "Ayer sahab, wahan pump chal raha hai, par unko lagta hai ki ab kuch ispe problem aayega." So I said, "Okay, hame le jaiye wahan." It was a little far off site. I went there. We opened our Jyoti pump set. Only the bushings were gone. Bearings were still intact. So then they were scared because some of them had worn off, the escape bearings. So we said, what you do, if they put up the whole tender, the whole thing will go and they will waste money. So I said, you prepare a tender for this particular supply. So that, and then Jyoti was involved in ensuring if anybody else comes with a spare part, they can provide the drawing. So there were more parties and that pump was repaired as is where is without changing the motor and other things. Motor was just rewound and this was going to work for another 25 years. 40-50 saal chal chuka hai aur 25 saal. I just give you an example of our rotating equipment, sir. So these are experiences on the ground. So you must select technology that lasts. See, in a battery, If a 25-year power purchase agreement is done, we need 3 cycles of battery change. So capex will increase. So all these fellows who are quoting L1, हमारे country में L1 वाला एक बीमारी लगा हुआ है. These fellows are not telling you, वो run away करेगा, 7 साल में वो बोलेगा मेरा NP है, निकल जाएंगे, आप क्या करेंगे, कौन सा बैंक उससे पैसा निकालेंगे? So 1 megawatt hour, 2 megawatt hour, they are talking. It's all good when you do a decentralized solar. Like Saab will put up a, let's say 1 megawatt decentralized. वहां पर आप वो best करो. आप grid के लिए best करने जाओगे, I'm telling you it's a harakiri. We will be finishing our entire electrical system. It will go to dogs because the harmonics, who's going to take care of? My inverters from home are putting harmonics because of load shedding. Caustic soda plants are putting harmonics. This subject nobody is caring. इसको discuss भी नहीं करना चाहते हैं मेरे से लोग. मैं जैसे ये बात करता हूँ सारे engineers डर जाते हैं. क्योंकि हार्मोनिक्स पढ़ा कभी तो पढ़ा था यार, अब क्या है पता क्या है, which harmonics they are throwing 7th की 11th. So all these plants are showing different type of harmonics, and for that I have to change my generator. Even if it's a captive power plant, I have to see that मेरा generator bump की तरह ना उड़ जाए in a reverse flow current. We're safety, security, everything. We have done parallel operation of so many captive power plants. I built 4,000 megawatt of these in India. It's a world record. The Chinese could not beat me. I got my Chinese regional director to head India. Mr. Drashchis was German. I was heading MAN that time. So these experiences of mine, I'm able to share with you. So basically, this electrical thing is not as some joke, It's also as challenging as a mechanical thing. I became an electrical engineer by learning from them, right? It was Alexander Kurz who taught me all these things, single line diagrams and all that, how to grid integrate. I learned from Alexander Kurz. This fellow used to come from Erlangen and we used to travel all around remote areas where khana nahi milega aapko. So few Germans could travel with me. I remember the Rawan, Ambuja's cement, they took over the Modi cement. We had to put a 8L5864 8 megawatt engine there. And then the only reason we got through that contract was this man ate the Jain food and the vegetarian food there. वो 6 दिन वो बेचारा ये खाते बैठा था. So कभी-कभी आपका skill नहीं होता काम. ये आपकी, and they said, sir, he's a great guy. He was eating our food and all. Wonderful guy. They wanted to help him in some way. कि तुझे कुछ और चाहिए क्या? So he became a vegetarian for 6 days. So sometimes other skills will help you rather than engineering. So anyway, that's what it is. Food time is coming. I kept you engaged. Anything else you wish to ask? It's fine. Yeah, I saw that. Let's give a mic to him.
Myself, Dr. Abhay Deshmukh. I am from Nagpur University, basically in the physics department. I also handle the incubation center of RTMNU as well.
Wonderful.
So we were talking about that we should have the joining between the academia, industries and the government labs as well. We keep always talking about this. We never seen that there is happening anything in between this, right? I completed my 5 PhDs. Now 4 are ongoing. 4 students are already waiting for this. I was trying to connect with industry as well as the government. As you said, we always have a problem with process technologies. And if you can define it very clearly that what exactly we need it, in this way we can do it, and this is the result what we wanted. Because if you see every day, almost 5 to 10 startups comes to me to meet me. They're always coming with the same problem statements, taking it from somewhere, building something which is nobody wants and filling it down. Because finding a problem is another problem, right? So if we can define all this very clearly that whatever problem statement we have like 45 PG departments in RTMNU. So we have chemistry department, even we have a geology department as well. So if anything which can be connected in between this and we can float this, that these are the problem statement, those PhD students want to take this problem statement for these PhD students, and then it can be done very clearly. So maybe from the government or from the industry, it can be connected together and give this problem statement. If the PhD students are really very good and the teacher is very good, they can take it, these problem students, and look it forward. Even if you have problems, I'll be very happy because 2 PhD students, I'll be taking it right now. So we are doing in physics as well as chemistry, material science is a part of us. So that problem statement at least can reach to some extent. Secondly, I'll be very happy that if all the retired persons are there, those already having a lot of experience, and if these startups you can get connected somewhere, or you can find it out some of the problem which can be taken up by the startups and you can be a part of it, then you can build something which will be a possible solution for the futures. Because like every month we have around 1 lakh startups which is getting registered. And if you see every day, 50% are closing it down. And still we are not getting any innovative solutions or any innovative ideas which is coming up as a startups. We have a 3-4 startups which are 50+ years of old people who already sold their first company or got retired from there and started doing this one. So we are offering that one as well. Those who are 50 plus and wants to play the second inning and wants to contribute into this sector, you may be a part of it. So if that can be possible, we will be very happy to have a collaboration between you and RTMNU as well. We can find it out how chemistry, physics and geology department and other departments can play a role on it. And if we can float those problem statement on the websites or on with our incubation center as well. So those who wants to take it, maybe you can, you already got, Kare sir talk about the SPV to be done on this one. So Maharashtra government already done the SPV for incubators and they have made the 17 incubators on it. So maybe that SPV can have a small problem statement funds for that. And this can be floated it down and you people can help it on this side and the experienced person can have the as a advisory board or as a mentor or can be an equity partner into the startups as well. So is it possible from your side? Any one of you, if you can answer this one, I'll be very happy on that. Thank you so much.
Kanada, or I should answer? See, I tell you, it's being done in a very limited way actually right now. See, I am also involved in something because I'm an honorary associate dean with the New Delhi Institute of Management, which I did in the management area. And we take all these subjects, energy also and critical minerals also. But we started with the MBA students because the engineering students were more oriented towards computer science and aapko pata hai kya problem ho rahi hai, right? So I tried this and we have a program called CRES. A certification in renewable energy sustainability. I have designed it myself. I designed the Pandit Deen Dayal Petroleum Ministry entire program. Let me tell you that. UPS ke program se acha kiya tha. I wanted them not to become a petroleum university. Now they finally agreed with me. Now they have become energy university. I also did the MBA in energy environment ka pura program of the symbiosis. I have tried to help a few. But what happened, these fellows make, and then the curriculum will not change for the next 10 years. It happened before also with me. There was no master's program in international business. We designed it. I did an MIM myself at that time, FICCI, and it's a professional program. So I had to design this program. Only 4 institutes give that. Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Geetam Institute of Foreign Trade, Great Lake Institute, and things like this. So what is happening, whenever we get an idea, see there's so many colleges and all, it becomes a very difficult, but there is an idea. It's called the hackathon. You must have heard. So what happens? You must take the initiative yourself, and then you can, involve people like us. Like in your own campus, you conduct a hackathon, and we will try to find a way because we are an NGO. We are not tied up to any other thing. We have to help, right? Our job is that. So we can be helping you in conducting and bring a result out, and then you can get a stamp of authority from people like us, and then this the government will listen. अभी ये एक ट्रिक बताया मैंने आपको. मैंने आपने पूछ लिया किसी जगह क्वेश्चन नहीं आया. It only has come in Nagpur to me. ठीक है? Yeah. You must. Please give me the mic.
Few years ago, from IIT Kharagpur Alumni Foundation, we had approached the Air Force and we had a discussion, and the Air Force Maintenance Command here came forward with they had an exhibition and they said, these are the areas we want research in.
Yeah.
Can we do something like that for the mineral industry?
That we can identify and give them, no problem.
Base it here in Nagpur. And maybe IBM and MEC, they're both here. We can spearhead it that way.
Why not?
Thank you.
I think a year back or so. And if I am not wrong, they were planning to do such kind of thing on the Satyabhama portal. I'm not knowing whether it has been done or not.
Sir, I am talking about something different. You become Swayambhu. You start. We are an agency. We have made 4 policies. You are waiting for things to happen from the government. अभी भी काले साहब ने एक बात कही थी आपको, या किसी ने आपने कहा था, एक्शन लेना कम्युनिटी में शुरू करना है. कोई नहीं मना कर रहा है आपको. They are all positive officers. I met them.
Sir, you are very right.
ये क्या हो रहा है? Everything government has to do. हम कर देंगे तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं?
Because we
No, I can't understand, sir. I'm saying
this is going on right now. It is in the mind, and yes, I do agree with this point that it has to be done.
No, I can give you the problem. I can help you, but आपको चाहिए ना इच्छा. मैं आपका स्वयंभू बनूं. आपका इंस्टीट्यूशन है. आप उसको मानो मास्टर हेड. You अपने अप्लाइमेंट में 2 मिनट में आ जाओगे आप. You're not realizing. See, last 3 years, the NDIM beat, or last 4 years, the NDIM beat all the IIMs in the industry interface to receive the CIAICT award. Just because there are people like me involved. And started by my senior alumnus from NIT, Vishmohan Bansal. He's also a nice officer. So it is like, it's like silos. Delhi mein kuch ho raha hai. Mumbai mein, see, I'm sitting in Mumbai. I don't see even one college ready to do it. So if you are ready to do it, we'll help you. My job is an NGO job, right? I will anytime, mind is available, right? So aapko chahiye, we'll help you. So the government is not telling you that we are not going to listen, not do. Agar aisa hota, to people like me would have closed down long ago. I'm here because of that issue. I tell you something which I wrote in India Brandist. We're not a because of country. We're an in spite of nation. Remember that. Let's start doing it. Let's not wait for somebody to tell us what to do. So thank you, my friends. I think I need to close.